when you grab a hold of me. You tell me that I would never be set free. Well, I'm a parasite, mama, without a creeping, crawling, and slipping to the night. 2 pints of booze. Tell me, are you a bad bitch too? You a bad bitch too now? Ain't got no money to spend. I hope this night would never ever end. Yeah, Lord knows that I'm weak. Won't somebody get me off of this here reef? Well, baby, you're a big blue whale. Yes, I grabbed that reef when all the diving failed. I could swim, but I wish I never learned. I said the water's much too polluted with germs. But I dive deep when it's 10 feet overhead. Oh, and I grabbed that reef right underneath my bed. Underneath my bed, y'all. Ain't got no quarrels with God. I got no time to get old. No, no, no. Lord knows that I'm weak. Won't somebody...
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Fearlessly Authentic. It's now Saturday, so it's not really, Monday, not Sunday. It's Monday now on my time. It's still probably Sunday, Ladies Sunday, some other places. I have my co-host with me, Miss Elle.
Hello.
Who is this one?
Me.
Is it Hunter?
Yes. I'm putting makeup on and then I'll jump in on video.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Yeah, I look like trash.
She's so girly.
We got Ty in the background. He'll be cameoing this stream.
Oh my goodness, Ty. We have Steve in the background too. So you guys are like the guys that get to come and do that. Like you guys are special.
I'm the invisible guy, disembodied voice.
I have an affinity for disembodied voices.
Yeah.
So
my favorite ones are disembodied for sure.
That's how I started out, actually.
Glory killed it on that panel.
She did.
Oh my god, yes.
Love
oh my
to
gosh.
Glory.
She definitely did. Yes.
Yeah.
My avatar is like a reference to that. A very sly one.
Mine is me with a mask on, great. Stupid, but they have like this interactive I don't know, what would you call it? Museum thing that it's like for adults. It's called Meow Wolf and it's in Vegas and
What?
yeah. That's like in one of the rooms.
It's like a psychedelic art.
It's like a psychedelic interactive art thing.
All right, we got the paper. And you guys know where it is. We'll come and pick you up at some point in time when we get across the country, and we're going there.
No, you would love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they what?
You would love it.
Oh my gosh, I can already tell. You said psychedelic, okay? Like you had me at psychedelic.
That's your whole aesthetic.
That's just like, yeah. If people walk up to me and think like, yeah, she's not into that kind of psychedelic thing, then they might be blind.
How's everyone doing?
I'm doing all right. I had a little nasal stuff a couple of days ago, but it's faded away, thankfully.
Oh God, my lymph nodes are so tender today. Ugh.
The skeleton's doing well, huh? Looks a
Yeah.
little frightened, but maybe he heard about the nuclear threat.
Oh my god. I can't. It's too much. I just really can't. I feel like this is all just like a huge distraction.
Of
Oh.
course.
They're pushing
Okay.
shit through like no other.
It's true.
God.
And people fall in line as usual, so
Like they're implementing the digital IDs everywhere right now as we speak.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
And
wild.
the exports. Yep. The QR codes are coming.
Yep.
They came to my laundry room. I wanted to mention this on the political matrix, but I didn't get to. But this company PayRange, which is funded by
Yep.
GV, Google Ventures, which is, separated from Google, but still is owned by Alphabet.
Kidding me? The Alphabet's gotten to your laundry.
And Alphabet also, GV, if you go to their website, gv.com, you'll see that they fund a lot of interesting, health-related things. So they're in that sphere. Not biometrics. What was it called? I can find out what it's like something to do with health. gv.com. But they have like their whole portfolio in there and what they're funding, and it's all like very suspicious stuff and
Dude,
stuff that would help life science. That's what category that's in. So some things, Magenta Therapeutics, Foundation Medicine, like biosciences, Zipline, which is funny because that's in Das Forum, which I was talking about on the political matrix that I watched, which was about the World Economic Forum. This is a company, Zipline, that gives medicine in the sky in a drone to parts of Africa. In Rwanda,
my god!
And they're part of Google.
No, yeah, Google Ventures apparently is funding them.
Of course. So they're part of Google.
No, it's ridiculous.
Or Alphabet. We should say Alphabet because they broke away from Google, which doesn't mean anything because it's still Alphabet. So, and then Impossible Burgers is in here too, of course. Or Impossible Meat, whatever they call it.
I'm so done with this, guys. Like, I'm so done with I'm so done with the fucking bullshit. I'm so done with people thinking we can vote our way out of fucking shit.
Oh my god.
We cannot fucking vote our way out of it. We cannot fucking deal with people fucking doing the bullshit behind each other's backs and fucking being political. You know what politics does? Politics makes you go after like somebody else, like they're your enemy.
Yep.
That's what that is. It's literally war. Okay. It is war and it perpetrates war. And I'm so sick of it. And I'm so sick of seeing like the people that are should be. I'm really, really just sick of people doing that kind of bullshit.
No, this bitch got on fucking that live stream with Sabi's live stream and said, "Oh, I ran as a Green Party I'm on the board of MPP."
Yeah.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? You just completely dismissed what someone's fucking experiences and feelings
personal experience.
Yeah. And then
I was disgusted by that.
It was so gross.
I think I text you during that or something. I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This woman is telling her real life experience and you're sitting fucking comfortably. We're talking about Medea fucking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay, Code Pink told people to vote for Biden, guys. She is part of the problem. That is not a solution. That is not she is not a helpful human. And she got called out right there on live TV, and I'm glad that she was on that fucking thing. I'm glad that she was on that panel.
It was awkward.
She lives in DC. She shut Franco up when Franco confronted AOC and Cori Bush at the Stop the Evictions, like those protests. And then when they got co-opted by AOC and her fucking staffers, and when Colin and Frankel were there, and Frankel was confronting AOC, she was there like on the side of AOC. It was when she did the fucking known and unknown.
Yep.
Yeah. No, she's done. She's disgusting. She's done.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
I hope
God.
that exposes everybody. They are for mandates.
Yes.
Okay. Code
Yes.
Pink is, they are fucking spooks, or they have been co-opted, or
Yup.
they're just bad faith actors. I don't care. They're not, they are being exposed is what it is.
Yes.
And we
Oh.
have got to expose everybody and call everybody out, whether you're your best friend or not. We are not getting anywhere by being fucking polite.
No.
And
Okay.
not telling the fucking truth.
What
Just
about-
fucking be fucking honest, people. It's
What about
not a hard
Sawant?
thing.
What about Sawant in Seattle? She was pushing for the whole, the media,
I've
blown
heard
up
stuff.
thing with the patents for the mRNA technology or whatever.
Oh
for
my
the
God, don't tell me
vaccine.
that.
Oh no,
I was
yeah,
total bullshit.
dude. I'm sorry to burst your
Wow.
bubble. I don't know how to do a lot of like research into the ways that a lot of like you guys do. And actually, this is something I wanted to bring up. Was just I want to look into her to clarify it for my own peace of mind. I fucking believed in fucking Bernie.
But yeah,
I
we
fucking
all
gave
did.
him money.
We all
I
fucking did.
Y'all give her money. I want my refund.
I
No,
want my
do it.
refund
Ask him.
too.
Go
Can
Pay
we
give
for
it
my
back.
time that I spent at volunteering.
Can we write
No,
up? Can
see,
we
that-
get a
Holding
bill?
hands with Josh Fox
Can-
for fuck's
can we-
sake.
Oh
Can
my
we get
God.
a bill? Can we get somebody to like write up an official Bernie bill for us? Like we are billing you. Like I cared. I gave my freaking my time.
Yeah.
My freaking hope. I gave my faith to you. I gave you all these things. I really had hope for the next generation. I had hope that my daughter, who's now 18, was actually going to have some sort of something. And I am done being fucking heartbroken. I'm done by being fucking like, just like, oh, here we go. Now we have WikiLeaks. Now we have fucking this happened. We have this. We have. It's like, you know what? I want to look into every fucking. I want to look behind every fucking corner into these no, if I don't trust any of them. I don't fucking trust them. And how do we trust that Assange's family and his legal team hasn't been fucking saying whatever the fuck they want? Or and what are they telling him? What does he even know? Those motherfuckers, those goddamn gatekeepers. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking done. Remember I've been screaming about how we're gonna go like fucking take over some land. That's what Josana was saying. Am I saying her name right? Josana?
Yes, yeah.
So, yeah.
Josana. Okay.
That's what I kept
That's what
hearing.
she was saying on the Sabby's Women's Summit stream
Yeah.
earlier. That people just go and take over the land. That's exactly what I want. I am what I texted you, Hunter, earlier in the day, and I said I just feel defeated. I'm fucking done. My fucking bullshit fucking meter is fucking done.
No, mine
I'm
is
so
too. I
sick of it,
snapped
like-
on someone today in the parking lot. I'm done. I don't ever do that.
Hunter, I almost was a Karen in the dollar store the other day.
I know. I remember.
Like,
They make
this
us
isn't
the
who I
Karens.
am. I'm broken. I'm fucking broken. I am done.
I was watching a great documentary series
And we
earlier
just ruined
today.
it for her. Oh, sorry. No. Go
Mhm.
ahead, Elle. I was just
It's called The Century of Self, if you guys want to check that out. It's about like the control of the masses through social engineering and all of that jazz. It's a lot about Edward Bernays and the propaganda campaign and everything. And the Freuds in general, tells you all about the Freuds family, the Freud family. He's in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. It's from Adam Curtis. He did the documentary series. It's I think it's 5 parts, but I don't know because I only got to like the second one, which is Engineering of Consent. So very good.
How long
stuff
are
in it.
they?
58 minutes per episode, I think.
Are they on Netflix or?
No, they're on YouTube. Yeah, I'll put a
Okay.
link. I was just checking it out today.
No, we can totally research that stuff, Lucky. I mean, Elle, you do like the kind of research that I like to do, but I don't ever know who to share it with or what to do, and I can never actually like write out an article to.
Well, that's what we're gonna do stuff together, like, because
yeah, we have to.
We have to look at our strengths. You know what I mean? Like I don't sit in front of a computer. Like I have my iPad, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna have to get a regular actual like, desktop for me to use or something or whatever. But it's hard when it's like my iPad and it's just an awkward, spot. Steve usually has a laptop or Skyla. But I mean, I would like to do that kind of stuff, but I would definitely like to hold the space too for you guys to be able to share the information of what you do find. And I feel like that's really important in the mutual aid aspect of that, because when there is so much information that we need to find and that we need to share, I guess, more so to like our inner circle of people that care about this stuff and beyond, this is a good place for it to kind of come to kind of spread out from there. I think that was totally pieced. Like my brain just like went away, crumbled away for a second there. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm gonna change the subject, but I totally agree with you. That's what we need to do. What do you guys think about Glenn Greenwald retweeting Dr. Leanna Wen?
I didn't see it. What happened? What the fuck?
Dear.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of retweeting that I really do not agree with. And in general,
So
I just
where is this
personally
tweet?
don't do it.
Can we bring
I
it
don't
up?
retweet.
Yeah, let me find it for you because I went on a deep because I was like, what he's retweeting the Hill. I don't know if he's doing it sarcastically or not, but like I don't understand what he's doing. And it's just around all this fucking Assange shit. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't know.
And it's just around all this fucking Assange shit. I'm like, what is going on? What was that going back to me? Yeah, my computer's going slow. Here, let me find it.
Okay, propaganda. Here we have Vicky and Trish. I think we said Popeye, right? We said Popeye. And Mary.
I love the gaslighting on Twitter with these certain accounts that
Justy.
they really want the Russia thing to be like real. They really want the Russia to be the good guy, and they're just going to gaslight people into thinking that WEF has nothing to do with it.
They think they're getting their gold fucking star, Elle. They think they get their gold star, like, when you go and vote and you get that cute little sticker. They do it on purpose. Do you know that, right?
These are the pro-Russians. So now we have to deal with two factions.
Yeah, but they got their gold star.
It's like one or the other.
If they're it's like they're like, oh, I know what team I'm on. Oh, I got this one. Yay, we're on this team.
Yes, I'm honoring Mandela with his picture with Klaus Schwab at the World Economic Forum, which doesn't mean he's bad. He's a great person. He was wonderful, and we should all praise him.
No. That just makes my brain hurt, like
were all like, everybody is eventually co-opted. We'll probably be co-opted. I want to be co-opted by the giant meteor. That's my personal preference. If I'm going to be co-opted, I want giant meteor to step in and take over. I voted for them in the last election. They owe me that much.
God, I don't think I can be. It just feels like it makes me want to throw up. It really does. It's just such a gross machine, and people are willing to be co-opted without anything for them. It's strange. I'm still looking for it. Hold on.
Oh, it's okay. Tina.
Here it is.
Charlie Brown. Yeah, look, Charlie Brown had it. I don't know how late I am on this. I'm a few minutes behind. They kind of got to let everyone get in here anyway. Let us get get our little catch up thing going here.
How am I gonna? Here.
In the meantime, like,
Oh, Jesse, absolutely. Happy birthday, everybody.
I
Guys.
just sent the
birthday.
retweet on.
It's
Sorry,
Jesse
Elle,
Jet's
on.
birthday.
yeah, go ahead.
I sent the retweet on Jesse. I sent the retweet on your Twitter, Lucky.
Okay.
Jesse's campaign ad.
Oh my God.
It was so.
I gave
fucking
Jesse
funny.
some pointers that I think that his guy needs. I think that there needs to be either suspenders or a bow tie. Like,
Ugh, he does have the good like I'm running a third party. I'm Nick Brana.
oh my
vibe.
God.
Sure.
He's such a shit ass. Like he's the
Aw.
worst.
I love that shit ass. We should say that often.
Jesse, you could totally get away with being like, oh my God, I'll have to DM you. I don't wanna go.
Could you pour me some water, please?
Sorry. Okay, I'm totally distracted. I should make coffee, but I didn't.
I
we
made
got
tea.
vegan. We got vegan succubus in the house.
Vegans in the
Hello,
house.
beautiful.
Love to all vegans and all people.
Vegan said, Jesse Jet, I thought you were playing Skyrim now. He is. Oh, he's doing both.
I wish I had gotten some news last night before the broadcast that we did for the Political Matrix, because I would have said that the WEF came out with this ridiculous solidarity for Ukraine thing, and then also deleted
that just makes my
the
head
page
hurt.
for
Oh my God.
for Putin. They deleted their the people page for Putin.
What?
And I just put the archived version up on my Twitter. So people would know that was actually what happened. It was like, hey, we can't find this on this page. This page doesn't exist anymore. I'm like, oh, good. But you can still find his speech
And
from
Ameris.
2021. So make sense.
Yeah. Damn.
At Davos, because he was at Davos 2021.
Hunter,
virtually.
Jesse
What?
has a birthday request. Do you see it?
How did I even say it? I don't even remember how
You're
I said
like,
it.
Jesse. I don't know.
Okay, let me try to do it. I don't even think I can remember how I did it. How did I say Jesse right now, babe? Jesse! I don't know.
Oh my God, that is so freaking funny.
I'm like in an argument on Twitter right now.
You're in an argument right now on Twitter?
Like this person keeps going back and forth with me. It's like, I'm done, girl. But she keeps going like hard for Russia, because I said same hand, different finger when it came to Russia and the WEF and Ukraine and the WEF. And then she said, Putin isn't a Western puppet like Ukraine's. Russia was kicked out of G7-8 after Putin told oligarchs party is over, been constantly demonized since. Russia blamed for COVID misinfo in West, political ban of Russia from Olympics for years, regime change, NGOs target Russia. Like, I don't know that Russia is a major target. Like, that makes any difference that they're puppets on the world stage. It doesn't make any difference. They can still be the villain, in the story. That's what they are.
You can tell, you can tell Elle
this is my
like,
response, by the way. I'm not going to respond on Twitter. This is my response to you.
You can tell she's from Hollywood area, guys, because she's like...
Cy Oppenheimer. Cy Oppenheimer is one of the best fucking...
I love it.
Oh my God.
Need more Cy Oppenheimer. Hey, Jack! Yay! Jack's in the house.
Is that Jack Sith?
The Sith happens.
Sith happens.
And he did today.
We're going to make a shirt. I'm going to make a Sith happen shirt. Oh,
Oh
what was
my
they
God.
doing? Hunter, what was
I was sending you the retweet of Glenn Greenwald retweeting Leanna Wen.
Oh my gosh. It must be the mask thing because she was going hard against the masks recently.
Yeah, it was.
All right, if
Yeah,
I click on
I
this,
can
we'll-
figure this out. I don't even need to see these things anymore to know what's it's so predictable.
These things. Sometimes things don't.
And she's a WEF darling too, and a global leader. What? Not a global leader. What was she? I don't remember what the fuck her designation was, but she has a
no, they don't.
designation.
No, they
I'll get her
didn't.
page.
Oh,
No,
did
they
we? Am I supposed to bring this? Am I?
Oh
supposed
my
to-
God, Ty just showed me.
Oh no! I know
Post
that voice.
from, I'm sorry, okay, from a Palestinian. She lives in Palestine. Comparing Palestine to Kiev.
What?
Yes.
That's really out there.
Yeah, it's bad. It's tough out there, you guys. It
They were spreading propaganda that was actually literally a child talking to an Israeli soldier and pretending that it was Russian soldier. So stupid.
Oh my God, they had that little girl with like a cut or a scrape on her fucking face on Twitter the other day, and she's like, "Please, Putin, stop."
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I can't.
World Economic Forum, Vicky. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
That's what WEF means.
Yeah, the WEF.
Oh yeah, World Economic Forum.
I'm in like Flint, so I say WEF.
So, Glory said the other day, she was like, "Oh," she said something about the Council of Foreign Relations. So I've started looking into them. Oh, God. Not good, you guys. It's really not good.
No.
And the Bilderbergs, the Bilderberg group.
They have so many clubs. It's hard to keep track.
God,
And
I'm
now
gonna get
the
lucky.
Bohemian
How do
Grove
they
is, like,
even keep
canceled.
track? Who the
And
fuck
the
keeps
Bilderberg
track
is
for them?
canceled. They've
Who keeps
canceled all
track
the
for them?
Bilderbergs.
Track of them.
Because we need to know the assistants in this stuff. Like who does that's who knows the things. The people that work for these guys.
Oh, you know the thing.
You know that they gotta know stuff.
You know,
Corn
the
Pop
thing.
was a bad dude, and he ran with a bad boy.
I bet you I would be
Roaches
friends with
and
Corn Pop
hairy
before I
legs
would
and
be
stuff.
any of them that call him
God.
bad. Why was Corn Pop a bad dude? Maybe. Maybe we need to
No,
switch
he used to say that kids used to go and rub
Yeah.
his leg hair in the pool.
Black kids, of
What the
course.
fuck are you
Always black
talking about?
kids.
I know.
And like that was from 2017 and they unearthed it. And then like the people who had put it up on their little news site or whatever had to be like, yeah, this was a few years ago. Here's the clip in total. I mean in full. And I'm like, that did not help. I'm gonna watch this whole thing and laugh.
God.
And cringe, of course.
God, it's so cringy. How about when he says two other like outrageous things. He says something that's like along the lines and alluding to like kids in the, I don't know, something about kids and how they hear 1,000 something words less than I cannot
He's
remember.
weird.
But
He says all
he
kinds
said
of weird
that's why you
shit.
gotta leave the record player going.
Yeah.
And then when he said we need to give an opportunity to black kids, or no, he says to poor kids because they're not as successful as white kids.
Poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
Yes. What the fuck?
Like there are no white poor kids,
Oh
but
my
okay.
God.
He just goes straight, just as bright. I got the quote wrong. I apologize. They're just as bright as white kids.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
It's fucking awful.
That's awful.
That's our president.
And that's
Giant
just
meteor, help
stupid,
us.
petty shit. I can't even, like, how many families have been ruined by that crime bill, though? I'm serious.
Mhm.
Like, And then they turned around and they made it like,
find a family that hasn't been touched by a policy that he has made in a negative way. Find me anybody that really has something truly positive and heartfelt that would bring tears to your eyes that he has done. Tell me one thing that wasn't politically motivated. Because you remember, politics is war, right? Like, politics is really about crushing your enemy. So what has he done that has been a kind thing that could bring tears to your eyes? I bet you there's so many things that you guys could sit up all night if you wanted to make me cry and tell me heartfelt things that you've done. You know what I mean? I have faith in that, in humanity, that you guys could tell me things like that. What would he tell you? You know what I mean? Would you leave your child with that person?
Absolutely not.
If you wouldn't leave your child or a child that you really don't like with somebody, then you probably shouldn't leave a country to be, you know, you should leave them as the face of a country, because they're not they're not really the country. They're just the freaking face of it.
Not even a good one. Not
Yeah,
like one of the worst puppets.
Can't even take him serious. I mean, it's not even serious anymore. It's really bad.
At least they get the script right in the other countries. Like, this one's fucking up all over the place.
It's awful. It's awful what's been happening. It's like, and I feel like it's trickling down, you know, like when I didn't go to the store today. I've completely avoided it. But, you know, like the last time I was at the store, I literally felt like staying in the middle of the store and screaming because it's just so awful. And I feel like it's trickling down. It's trickling down into relationships. The toxicity of this environment that we are in right now, it is really bad. We are in a very, very toxic sludge environment. And being somebody who's empathic, like, I feel all of it, and then everybody else's, and I'm like, fuck, man, I don't even want to be around anybody. Like, I don't want to meet anybody. I don't want to have to. It's like I'm avoiding people because I don't have a filter to not say the truth, right? I don't do that. I don't do like the. I can't do fake. Like, I just don't have it in me.
Oh my God. Yes.
You know, and so it's like, I don't want to be around people, even people I know, because I don't even want to fucking hear anything about anything stupid, because I'm not going to be able to hold my tongue, because I'm just done with the fucking bullshit.
No,
you know what? If someone says something stupid, I'm going to say something. I'm back. I'm at that point.
It's like an empathy deficit in the world right now. And then they have fake empathy for shit they don't even understand, like the Ukraine thing. I stand with Ukraine. I stand with sanity. Still standing with sanity. Always will.
I stand with the anti-war. I am not pro any war.
Sanity is no war at all. Sanity is never going to war, no matter what color the people are in the country. Thank you very much. Because it's only okay this time because they're white. Yeah, I mean, it's only not okay because they're white. It's only okay when it's brown people getting bombed, and usually poor brown people in cities that will get destroyed and historical sites that will get destroyed. No, those places don't matter. They're not civilized enough for the BBC reporter who said the quiet part out loud, as Alan McLeod said. So you gotta, you got to give it to these people. Like, they're really so woke. Fucking woke as fuck. Yeah. Supporting Nazis in Ukraine. Super woke. Go fuck yourselves, honestly.
Yeah, seriously.
This is what has me feeling defeated. This is why I feel defeated. I feel defeated because you're born and you owe money immediately. Yeah. You owe money from the time you're born, and then even when you die, you still owe fucking money. You owe money, and then your family has to help take care of that.
Yeah. No, they want to put a carbon tax on you for every, like,
Not the
amount of
companies, not the
carbon
fucking
you
companies that
use.
are actually making the shit. Not the fact that we have all this plastic everywhere in this entire, like, we could be mining our landfills. How are we so smart and we are so evolved in science? Believe fucking science. What the fuck has science done? It's shortened our life expectancies as we get smarter. We have more technology and more intelligence, and our life expectancy is going down. Are you kidding me? Fuck science. Fuck
No,
it.
but they have sociopaths on top. These people who take
Mhm.
what is like legitimate science
I know.
and have completely corrupted it. I mean, I'm listening to RFK's book about Fauci. I've been saying this for like a week now. It's disgusting.
Oh my god, I know. I'm only in the first chapter because I like stopped reading it.
Oh,
And
if you want to
I
listen
need
to it on audiobook, I can send it.
that would be good. I'm so
Yeah.
bad at reading. Like I love reading. I love sitting down and reading a book, but audio is so much better for me. So much better.
I
Yeah.
listened to Fight Club on audio book. It was pretty good.
Hmm.
It was a really good narrator. I really liked it.
If
I
people
love when they have
haven't,
good
if you
narrators.
have not read or listened to that, you guys got to get it, please.
It was on YouTube. I don't know if it's still on there, but
Oh, I'm
check it
sure
out.
that's got to be all
Check it
over the
out.
place, huh? Now, I didn't even think about that.
No, nothing is on YouTube anymore. Everybody download Cody and watch your shit for free. Fuck these people. I'm so serious. Do
I
it.
had Cody, and then they freaking it. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was something I was using it with. I don't know. It got funky, and I ended up taking it off. And
I
it
want
didn't
to
work
make
right.
one for you. I'll make you like a little box and send it to you with Cody preloaded on it, and you just have to plug in your HDMI.
Oh, see,
I found the book. It's
Mutual aid. I gotta send your box too. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get your
No,
box.
don't worry.
it's
I'm a
5
whole-
hours
I don't
long.
do anything.
Huh?
I
I
said
found
I'm
the
the
Fight
worst.
Club. It's 5 hours long. It's a whole video, unabridged, and I'll share
Yeah.
God.
If people haven't listened or read, you know,
It's better than the
1984.
movie because it makes more fucking sense because you're in his head a lot more.
We need to make Orwell fiction again. So we need to listen to his book on tape, please, guys.
Oh, there's
Please.
no 9/11 predictive programming at the end of the book. But now.
Oh,
So, and it makes sense at the end of the book what happens. It doesn't like end the way it did in the movie, which didn't make sense at all.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, now I'm gonna have to do that too.
I want to read American Psycho again. I only read it like once and I don't remember it very well, but I want to reread that one. That's one of my favorite female directed films because it's like you wouldn't even know, which I love that because the female director thing is so annoying because like they make one mistake sometimes and it's just something I've seen as a pattern. Like a woman will make a mistake and not get like a flop, and then her career will be relegated to TV. And then a dude gets one shit film, maybe a short film that doesn't really do very well, and they get like a Marvel film or some shit after that, and it's like, oh, they got a career. So it's weird how that keeps happening. But I don't really know if it's necessarily the female thing. I haven't really looked into it enough to know that. But I know that back in the day, there used to be a lot more female filmmakers out there doing their shit. And back in the day, like early heyday of films, there was this wonderful studio, Solax, which put out all kinds of short films directed and produced by Alice Guy Blaché, who ended up getting her own little documentary, which I haven't paid for to see yet, but I do have it in my bookmarks, which is narrated by Jodie Foster, which couldn't even get off the ground. They couldn't even get this documentary with all these fucking celebrities in it to be in theaters because they had to like get like a crowdfunding and stuff for it. It's pretty insane. About a woman who was like a major inventor in cinema and pioneer, who actually developed the sound on disc. I'm getting in my nerd shit, sorry. Film nerd shit. But she developed sound on disc, and so she put the first sounded pictures out, and she developed new techniques, and she had the first narrative film with babies in it, with some questionable activity with the babies being on the floor, but whatever. It was like a Cabbage Patch thing. But that was her
Cabbage
first,
Patch.
Make it middle.
yeah, it was called like La Cage Folle or something. It's very French. And she's French. So she came over to New Jersey from France, of course. And that's where she ended up dying, destitute, because her husband ripped her off of all their money and spent it on gambling. So she died poor too. So that's great. And she never got to be in the director's film, the director's director film guild. What am I trying to say? Director Guild of America. Directors Guild.
What is it?
The Directors Guild. My God.
Okay.
She was never put into that, but she was like submitted multiple times. So that's just one of the people that we don't hear about in history that I had to bring up in college myself and put a part of the curriculum. So that's me doing my part for women, but in a very positive way to get the word out on what happened back then. She put the first black cast together also in the first short film with a all black cast. And she's white. So imagine that. So she was a real trailblazer, had social issues in her movies and stuff. And you can find her like IMDb. It's like hundreds of short films in there, but a lot of them didn't survive. But you can see some of her work on here on the YouTubes. But yeah, Alice Guy and then the other chicks, there's just a lot more play time for people. It was kind of like YouTube. When I look back at it, I was like, because the first films were like home videos, basically, like YouTube videos, like somebody eating porridge outside.
Yeah, I love that. That's what I was saying the other day.
That eating porridge or whatever. Yeah, it was really just like hanging out, making movies. That's what it was. And then the studios got involved and got really greedy and got big and then started courting Hitler eventually, which people don't want to talk about. So Hollywood had a major turn and became Hollywood because of the weather, because they went to San Francisco first and they did the train film, like the Lumiere brothers did the train film. I don't remember what it was called, but Waiting on a Train or some shit. The workers waiting on a train. And they were friends of her too. So she influenced them and yet they get more credit, the Lumiere brothers. So it's pretty interesting to look at.
That's cool.
But yeah, they moved for the climate because that's where the Westerns came from. They did more Westerns. And then they went to Hollywood for a better climate, I guess, and then kind of set up shop there in the 1900s. And then it really got interesting in the 20s. But then, we had the Hays Code, and that was a whole bitch. And then now we have the MPAA. So we'll never get rid of censorship. It's just always going to exist.
What is that?
The Hays Code.
Hi, Jesse. Happy birthday.
He was like this dude who was just like really 100% like conservative, and like he had like these ridiculous rules, like you couldn't put like a woman and a man couldn't have both their feet on like the bed at the same time. Like one of them had to have, it gives stupid rules.
Why did these people
like, you couldn't flush a toilet, you couldn't talk about pregnancy, like it was a whole big thing, like very conservative values. That,
wait, what was this?
Psycho really went against the Hays Code for the first time in a big way, and had a toilet flushing, which was not heard of, not seen. And they had a sort of a love scene, like sexy scene with two people who were not married, which was super crazy at the time in 1960. So they kind of like they said fuck you to the Hays Code, and everything else did too. And like the pre-code era was just like whatever you wanted to do. It was like whatever. Even porn was available, if you needed it. But everything was there, and everyone was just having fun making shit. And then it got really, corporate.
Yeah, you saying that, it reminds me of like one of my favorite movies is Boogie Nights. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was so cool. But the whole aspect of it is like just the transition from film to like digital in the porn industry. Oh, that's such a good movie.
Yeah, I was gonna make a porn movie. That sounds weird. Porn mockumentary movie that I found on one of these script websites, because I would go on script websites to get scripts, like see unproduced scripts and stuff. And I saw one
Oh, that's cool.
called Buck
What
Naked
the hell?
International Adult Film Star, which looked hilarious. It's a comedy, and it was a mockumentary, and it was like a fake documentary basically. And I created this character.
We gotta do this with Elle.
What are we doing?
We gotta do one.
You
We gotta
guys
make.
are
We gotta make this.
Oh, I made it. I
reality.
made it for class. I had a director's class in film school, and I actually
man, she
had
wants the chair. She
a
just wants the
scene
fucking chair.
from the porno in the film within the
Oh my
film, and I
That's
played the
fucking cool.
documentarian in it, and it was insane. I rewrote the scene, and then I had like a fake BJ with two girls and a guy who was playing Jesus, because that's kind of the funny part of it, is that he's being very blasphemous in the
That's
porn,
badass.
and that's what gets him in trouble.
Oh my
And his
God.
career is taking a nosedive because of the Catholic League getting upset at the depiction of Jesus. And you're like, why are you watching this Jesus porno anyway?
Don't
Which is-
give it all away, Elle.
No, that's good. That's badass.
That's a teaser. You hear it here. Like
But
Elle has a.
What's interesting about that is that
Huh?
it had a title, but I changed it, and I found out, this is how weird real life is. I titled the movie within the movie Jesus Christ Super Stud, and I found out that that's a legit play afterwards. And I was like, somebody actually made a play called that. Why?
That's so cool.
Why
That's so
ruin
funny.
it? Stop.
Somebody had the thought with you, like.
And I'm like, okay, fine. But then I came up with the Cummies, which is like the award show in the movie. And they would
Oh
have
my
like a
God.
segment of me, the documentarian, covering the Cummies. And it's all a very feminist thing, because the woman who's directing it, who I changed from a man, of course, because I was like, there's not enough women in here with agency. So I wanted the documentarian in the movie, and this is set in the 80s. This is set in the 80s, so it's different than Boogie Nights. But it's in the 80s, is the heyday of his career. And she's following him, and they become friends. And also she's tackling these producers who want to make like a really really slutty, what is the word? Smutty film, instead of an art film, which is what she wants to make about the porn industry. So it's like the dudes at the top going against the documentarian, who's having her work kind of messed up with their prurient intentions. So it's really a feminist story about her, trying to make the film she wants to make. And then also developing a friendship, an actual legit friendship with the subject of the documentary, which is the film star Buck Naked. So then he also has an arc with his family and his daughter, and it's really sad. But, this the wife leaving him and stuff, like he's got his own shit going on. So it's like very a human story that I really wanted to make. But I made like a scene from it. And one of the Christian directors, yes, we had a director in our class who's specifically Christian and wanted to make Christian films, and got upset when I had a blowjob scene in my porno movie within the movie, and said, this is insane. This is not right. Blah, blah, blah. This is blasphemous. And I'm like, yes, that's the point. It's supposed to be blasphemous. This is making a point. You don't understand. And I had like almost nudity like in it. It was insane. And it's like live. They make you like direct it live. So I'm like in the scene as the director, also directing. And then these dudes in the back were like taking pictures without permission from the actors. And then the professor of the class has to be like, stop taking pictures without their permission. You don't have their permission to take pictures, you sickos.
What?
So it was just so weird. And I had to pay everybody because I just felt bad otherwise. So I paid them all like $20 and food. And it was the most insane thing. And the fact that I still have like evidence of it is insane, that I can watch it whenever I want. And I'm like, so like, wow, that happened. I
That's
directed
crazy.
that and starred in it.
I would freak out. I'd be way too nervous to do something like that.
I can't believe it happened. And also, I had a character. This is my favorite thing about it, is that there's a relationship between not the producer, the director of the pornos and the actor, and it's very similar to Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese. So I named the character who plays the director Martin Scorsese. I really felt proud of that. And they have like a great relationship throughout the film as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's crazy.
Except
That's
they have
cool.
to
Ed Maris was
separate.
saying, like, that's what's wrong with Americans. Well, we're prudes on steroids. Yes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What?
I know.
Like, it's the elephant in the room that brings everybody pleasure that nobody talks about. Okay.
Yeah, no one ever talks about shit like that. I just wanted to do my own porn company, period. I was like, I'm going to do a porn co-op.
There you
Elle,
go.
Elle, I think we're getting echo from you. Is it you? Who's echoing?
Is it me?
I don't know. I hear it.
I heard it for a second.
Elle?
I muted so you wouldn't hear it on my end.
Okay. Oh, now I hear it.
I don't know.
Is it the music that's playing outside?
No,
Because there's really loud music playing outside right now.
I hear an echo.
Oh, I hear it too.
That's so weird how all of a sudden we got echo.
Too much porn talk.
Hold on. I'm gonna jump out. I'm gonna go downstairs and then I'll jump back in.
Okay. Yeah, we want to do a whole thing on like
I did a lot of
topics.
research on porn for this movie. It was a lot. Like porn documentaries, not actual porn, but like watching documentaries about porn stars to like get an idea of what they deal with and stuff. And there was some really good ones, really sad ones too. And what they have to deal with every day and everything. Not even just the women, the men they don't talk about this enough, but like men are, not in a great place either, especially I'm sure in gay porn, of course. It can be very difficult. I think it would be difficult for a straight guy to pretend to be gay to make money because that works for the moment. I feel like that would probably be very difficult for them to do.
It's apps. Oh, I'm still getting an echo. That's weird.
I don't know what. I'm not hearing anything, so I don't if it's me.
I don't know. I want to do something on the taboo topics, though. I think I've told both of you guys that before. I think that it would be. It's just when we talk about something, we take away that Oh, I don't know if you heard Hunter. I was just saying. I was saying.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh yeah. So, when we talk about taboo topics, we take away that edginess of it that makes it, something that's that people, I don't know, like they judge you on or whatever like that. It's like, oh, well, now what? You're out there, you're exposed all of it, and it's like, what? What are you gonna, what are you gonna judge me on? We're gonna talk truth.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a really important thing.
Yeah.
Talk about it, and then guess what? It takes that away from, like it takes the judgment away from it. The fact that how Anna Maris was saying before, like how, our freaking country is prudes. It's so ridiculous. It's like, how do people go backwards? How do people go backwards and become more conservative and more prude? Like, I mean, religion, maybe? Is it religion that brought that in?
I feel like they blame it on religion, but I don't think that's necessarily what it is.
Well,
I think it's just like the loss of our connectivity.
But if
Like,
you're being
basically.
restrictive, right? If you're being restrictive as to you can't do something until this, or you can't do something until that. Look at the countries where, like Mr. Wilson, he's in Pakistan, and the charges that he has against him.
Yeah, blasphemy.
Yeah, blasphemy, and it's a real thing.
Except it's based on a thing that's not necessarily based on reality, which is
the charge
which is weird.
itself is used, like, oh, I don't imagine if we had that here. Imagine if half the country could be like, oh yeah, they are they tried to do this to me, and not have to have any evidence with blasphemy, and be able to get your neighbor stoned to death. Can you imagine if that was the case here? Because they still do that. They still stone people to death in the streets there. Like I've spoken to people, from that area directly, and they still stone people to death in the streets. They still, like,
I don't know.
I can't imagine how repressed people are there sexually. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I know.
And the gay people, like, just thinking of the people who have been, hiding for so long. It's really sad to think about what their journey might be compared to the people who are just really in, out there all the time and just taking advantage of the privilege that they have to be really proud of what they are. Like, there are certain people who don't have that opportunity, who, if they do, they will be killed. So they can't do that.
Yeah, I know, because I've talked to them. I've talked to Wilson, and I've also talked to other people in Pakistan, and it's intense because they're like, they think like, oh, the US is so great, and I'm like, no, the US isn't so great. And they're like, yeah, but compared to here it is. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make us so great. That still doesn't make us so great here. It means that we need to strive for better where you are and where I am.
Yeah,
And we need to bridge that gap. We can't just say
there needs to be a global
it's good enough.
revolt.
Huh?
There needs to be a global revolt against
a
global dismissing of this system that we're in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so serious. We have the power to do it. We just need to do it. And I don't know what it is, because
what triggers people to do it? You know what I mean? What is it that triggers everyone to go out on the streets?
I don't even know if it even happens as quick as we think it does. I think it takes place over years and years.
I think it's coming to it.
I think it's individual as well. Like, individuals can make a difference in their daily lives, and it really adds up. If everybody does kind of the same thing or doesn't do the same thing, then that will show the solidarity.
Well, yeah. Okay. So before, I remember I brought this up a couple of times. I wanted to do a day of peace. Like, and I thought that the one way that we could get everybody to kind of like acknowledge each other and get the world involved and get attention to show that we have each other is by doing that. And I feel like it's just even stronger of a thing that we need to do now, because the energy is so thick and it's so heavy, and I don't care what you feel about it. How about we just have a day of peace and acknowledge each other as another human? Let's have a 15 minutes of love or something, you know what I mean? Like, where we just try to get or a day where we just have everybody, we try to get it like where it's a worldwide thing, almost like a visual, you know what I mean? Like, we need to have a day of just peace, a day of acknowledging, a day, you know what I mean? A day of love. Let's just, no matter what side you're on, you know what I mean? Unless you want, if you're on the side of not people, not war, like you can be whatever, however you feel about what side or what team you're fucking on, or what side of COVID you're on. Can we just have a day of healing where it's like, all right, well, all I'm asking is that everybody just stop that day and take a moment and just take a solid minute in your day and sit with the intention of just healing for this world, just healing. And and imagine if we could get this to go. Imagine if we could get that to kick off, and if we could get that to trend, and we could get, like, use the moment. We have to use the moments and that we have, and this is one of the worst moments where people are the more divided than I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never felt such tension just existing. Not even like I don't even have to go out and talk to anybody or be near anybody. I just feel it. I feel the tension in the air around everything right now. And I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a healer. You know what I mean? Like I know how to kind of like ward off that negative energy and do the best that I can with that stuff. And it's bad. We need like a day of healing. We need to make it a movement, make it like an intentional choice that we do, and figure out a way to reach everybody.
We need to just cut out the system. Like, that's the only way this stuff is going to come, because, like,
but to even bring everybody back into any kind of existence, everyone's kind of in like this, they're like cloud of all of this hate and all of this energy. We have to figure out a way to connect everybody, like just for a moment, just for a day. No matter where you are, what side of it you are on, whether you believe that this is the worst pandemic or this is the worst bat fucking fuckery, or, whatever this is, doesn't matter. Just as another human, just take a moment and take a deep breath and just think healing thoughts. So we're not asking you to spend anything. We're not asking you to do anything. We're just asking you to have intention and hold the space with us. I think that could cause a ripple effect. If we had a day of healing, if we could get it to go, if we could cut through the fucking bullshit and get people to fucking stop for a moment and just hold that space. I don't think it's going to solve everything. I don't think like it's going to be like, oh yeah, rainbows, butterflies, and everyone fucking hugs.
But
if it makes people stop and think for a moment.
That's the goal, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, put your phone down. Fucking, I don't care. If you go to the bathroom and you usually play on your freaking phone and you check your social medias, don't do it. Just go without it. Just have an intentional moment of time in your day.
Yeah.
That is not like that. You just a moment of healing, no matter what other people think. Just a positive moment in that day.
Or when you're like interacting with someone, treat them as you'd like to be treated. That's like the oldest thing in the world, but like have some empathy, try to connect with them on a human level. That's what I'm trying to do right now on Twitter with this fucking person who keeps gaslighting me. But like, I'm just like, okay, you don't have to agree with me. It's fine. But I research this stuff. I'm not just, BSing anyone. I don't understand like getting emotionally attached to a narrative the way that some people do with the pro-Russia, anti-Russia, whatever. Like, it's all the same thing to me. It's emotional attachment to something that isn't based on reality. And that's not something I want to get involved in personally. You can have that view. That's fine. If you want to view things differently, that's what perspective is all about. We all have different perspectives, but you shouldn't denigrate other people's perspectives and say that their perspective isn't as good as yours because they don't know as much as you do, just because you lost an argument. Like, I'm sorry, you lost the argument and now you're BSing me. I have to respond to that with like, okay, but I'm not doing what you're accusing me of, and I work really hard doing this. This is me getting out information, and it doesn't matter what information it is. I'm trying to get it out so people will not make these statements that are untrue about people that they don't even know personally. So I don't know what their personal stake is in Putin being some great, leader, or anyone being a great leader. Like, it's the same shit to me. Same as saying Biden is the best thing since grits. Like, it's not. He's not. Like, he's
saying that
literally
democracy
not.
was lost because Trump.
Exactly.
Please.
It's
Democracy, we
similar.
never even fucking
There's
had it to
no
fucking
fucking
begin with.
democracy. Is there democracy
That is
in
such
all
an
of the countries
overused
we've
word.
and
It's not
taken
even a
over?
thing. It
They
doesn't
don't give a
exist
fuck.
in our reality in this nation. I don't know about other nations because I don't dig into their countries in that way, but definitely in the US, there is no democracy. That's not a thing that
None.
exists. Stop saying it. It's not even what we're based on in the first
Stop
place.
even playing into this shit. When you give of course some politicians, they need to be like, the things that they're doing needs to be researched and covered, but I'm saying don't even waste any time, and definitely don't waste any money. Don't give a fucking penny to these people at all. Do not follow it at all. It's a fucking game.
Yes,
And
and you're
it's so
playing
apparent.
into the
You
game.
can't find out where your fucking vote goes. I'm sorry.
No.
You can be Republican, you can be Democrat, you can be Libertarian. It doesn't fucking matter. You can't tell where your fucking vote goes. It's not fair, at the very least.
This is one of the most broken electoral systems in the world, I would believe. At
Yeah.
this point.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, how can anybody not, why is it not acknowledgeable that the system is broken? Our votes don't count.
Because that's even a division right there. That's divisive.
Now they've done that, yeah.
But
they've made
everybody
it,
Only
fucking knows.
divisive though when it's our country. When it's another country, oh no, they're like, oh no, look, see, oh,
I
no,
know.
they don't know what they're doing over there.
we got to bring it to them.
No,
We
it's
got
horrible.
it made here.
If those countries, if those people are the savages, then I'm with the savages. Let's go. I'll take the people that are actually real. If that's what that means, if things are backwards, you know what I mean? Those people are peacefully living in their own country, and they actually like. Oh my God, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of other countries. I am depressed and sad to be a United States citizen.
No,
I
just
am fucking
cut them out.
depressed.
Cut them out. That's all.
I
Elle is
tried.
here.
It's hard. It's fucking
Jill,
hard.
I know it is.
Bella's here and Jilly, hello.
Hi, Jilly. Bella.
Hey.
Another worldview is possible, said, I think Putin is doing admirably in pushing back against the NATO empire's aggression and Nazi proxies in Ukraine. Yeah, that's what they want you to think, unfortunately, because that's the role he's playing. He's been playing that role. He's that strong, stalwart, character in the movie that we have to root for or against, depending on where we're at. But they're all characters. That's the problem.
And Ian also said the U.S. bigots will be stoning people in the streets here if we let them.
I doubt they would go that far.
I don't put anything past anything anymore. And then Charlie Brown, judgment based upon feelings instead of logic, reason, compassion all around the world. Our basic humanness is a fucking mystery to most due to repression from fear. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Prop. Discernment is very important. The most important thing.
Yeah, like oh my god, I'm just this is what they want us to feel like, right? They want us to be defeated. They want us defeated.
I
We're gonna
don't feel defeated.
guys, there's gonna be like even more suicide than what we had already. People are done. They have broken people. They have
Well,
fucking
I
broken
mean, they've
people.
also pushed it way too far, way too fucking fast. Like, it's too much.
Yeah.
We've got to stand
But
up
yeah,
and
don't
say no
feel
more.
defeated. I mean,
I do. It's one of those
I know.
days.
It's been a week. It was a week, and now it's another week.
Fuck, man.
It feels like the extension of the week, but the
Dude, this
week
has
will
been like
eventually end.
this is like the longest 2 years. What is it? What are we
Oh,
in
this
months
is
now? Like
this is
2
the
years and
apocalypse. This is
2
what we've
years
been
and 2
waiting for.
months. You know
I
what I mean?
prepared for this. I
It's but
think
it's
everybody should, prepare more. That's what we
the
learned from this.
but it's the shortest and the longest amount of time I've ever fucking like been in such like crazy turmoil in. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it feels like it's just it feels like you're close to like maybe this is gonna go like it's gonna deflate. No, we're not even getting
But
through
that doesn't
one
happen
thing
until we
before the
all
next
get on the
thing is
same
on
page.
top of us, right? Like they just like they
Shit's going to hit the fan and shit is going to happen even if everyone's not on the same page. I mean, people are going to get
It's already like happening that
Yeah.
things are being like,
You know
powers
that
are
there's
given back.
protests still going on for
Yeah, and then the
lockdowns and
vax
shit like that
mandates are
against
kind
the
of slipping away
mandates.
now.
Like,
and then the
And New York
convoy.
lifted their vaccine mandate, and like the mask mandates are being lifted everywhere. But that's all because this was an experiment, and they found out that they could control us, so we lost. But some of us
They
tried
didn't
really
get all
hard
of
not
us.
to.
They didn't get all of us. I think that they expected more.
Yeah, they definitely did because the Munich Security Conference with Bill Gates was like, we'll never get to 70% vaccinated. Like
yeah,
it's
he
just
can
not
go
going to
fuck
happen.
himself.
Yeah, but even he admits that that's not going to happen. That the world is not going to all fall in
Yeah,
line to
because
that
big
degree.
pharma, you fucking someone isn't directly affected by the opioid problem we have in this country, and then the fact that the opioid fucking big pharma companies are turning around and making Narcan, no, go fuck yourself. And then they go and
And
they
then they make
dump
the
all of these
Suboxone.
pharmaceuticals into the drinking water, into the rivers and stuff. You affected so many fucking people that no one trusts you. No one trusts you. No.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't that, then it was somebody who was affected by Fauci's fucking like disgusting, sociopathic, it's sickening experiments that he did on people that couldn't advocate for themselves. That's the
Yeah.
most disgusting thing you could fucking do. These
Yeah,
are
and
children
babies. The
without
babies that he
advocates,
advocate.
okay, in a foster
Yeah.
home that don't have
Exactly.
HIV. You sick fuck. These are
It's
people
disgusting.
that you blamed for getting HIV, and then it comes out that people are starting to get AIDS without having HIV. Some of these people weren't even fucking sick, dude. And they were black and
Yep,
they were
Latino.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, it's disgusting. Nobody trusts you guys.
I
What
don't.
is wrong?
Eugenicists.
I should go to a doctor, right? Like I should go to a doctor for things, and I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
going to a doctor. I had COVID like in January, and I have brain fog that will not go away. I'm having long COVID symptoms. Physically, I feel it, and I'm like, what? I don't want to go to a fucking doctor. Fuck that. I don't want to go to the doctor.
No, you have to order it online. I'll send you the link of
Okay.
what. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want to go to a doctor, Hunter. I don't
Don't
want to
go
go
to
to
the
a
doctor.
doctor. I
Don't go.
but that's the thing is I should not feel that way. I should feel like, well, if I want to go to a doctor, I should go to a doctor.
No, but that's how they've had you feeling. You are not tied to these doctors. There is really good Eastern medicine and like even just everywhere. And
Like-
we just have to get out of the system. We
Like
have to,
I need to go get like an OBGYN, like, you know, a gynecology
Yeah.
exam, right? Like you're
Yeah.
supposed to have those. I don't want to go to a fucking doctor. I'm
No.
gonna probably find one of my friends that's a freaking midwife and say, can you fucking do this for me? Because I don't want to go to any kind of regular fucking doctor.
Yeah, don't go. I would even, oh, damn, I'm thinking everyone is in California, but I was going to say, oh, I would even go to Mexico. That's what I've always done. Yeah.
Well,
Fuck this. That Mexico was the one. This was all in that book, the RFK book. And I've seen Dallas Buyers Club, but I mean, I want to read more into this because it was really interesting. Just like how everyone who had HIV at the time went to Mexico, went to other countries to get treatment for it. They knew the treatment. It's the same thing that's going on right fucking now. And Fauci, there was a big protest and they demand to talk to Fauci to say, like, why aren't you allowing these medicines that are cheap and stuff and vitamins for these HIV patients? Why are you doing a clinical trial that's obviously killing all of them? And yeah, they're doing the same thing. It's disgusting.
At least somebody got them to the Pfizer people to get away from the children, the babies, like trying to give them the shot for now. Like,
for now, because
that'll continue to not
now,
be a thing.
I just saw this doctor. He's not one that I had really seen before, but I saw this one doctor. Oh my God, I'm so super far behind on the chat. I saw this doctor who was saying that like within 6 hours, when you get the shot, it goes into your liver and that's when it starts to replicate. And that's when the DNA change starts to happen in your body within 6 hours of getting that.
Okay. On the Pfizer Japanese studies
within 6 hours. And now they're testing to see if it goes through the placenta, which I'm sure that it does.
Oh my God. I can't. I don't. We're on YouTube.
I know.
But I want to go off right now.
Oh, I want to go off too. The pregnancy thing, like they still keep, promoting the pregnancy. Like
it's
people
disgusting.
who are pregnant. And they have no proof, people that are pregnant, women that are pregnant, but like they have no proof that like, that there are any study. There's no studies yet.
There's
that are
no
completed.
studies.
They have no proof
I don't
that
give
there's
a fuck.
nothing that can happen, that they're safe and effective, as they like
you
to say.
have to study things for years and
Years.
even beyond to find out what long-term
They took 6 months for the regular one, like 18 and up. Like they put that out after 6 months of studies, when their studies said to a year. It said to a year in the study. That's how long it was supposed to go, at least. And they stopped it at 6 months, and they were like, approved. FDA approved it.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
I know.
And then that one isn't even available, of course, which I found out through Indie Media.
Oh,
Thanks,
prepare, because now we have 12-year-olds that are dropping dead during soccer practice.
Allegedly, whatever. And now it's like a rare condition, but hey, be careful because you might get MISC, which is what they were complaining about when they were trying to see if children should get the fucking vax in the first place during the FDA meeting.
Well, at first it's not even
MISC over and over again as a condition of COVID, and then it ends up being compared like 20 people who got it after the vax, 20 children. So like, what the fuck? So they're still getting it. But then they're saying, oh, it's because they didn't wait long enough between the doses. They didn't get the second dose. So that's why they should get the second dose. It's insane.
It's breaking my heart. It's breaking my fucking heart.
I want to say something
back to hurting my soul.
Back to V.S. Adams about the evictions and the foreclosures. No, it's so true. I'm like shocked right now because I'm looking for places to move into, and all of the places that are houses are literally places that have been foreclosed on during this whole thing. Those people will never be able to buy a house again. Come on. I mean, it's disgusting. And
it's probably
all
part of the plan.
Of the places that you can rent from now are all property management. Why is property management a fucking landlord for a house? No, fuck these people.
Also, all the landlords I've ever had are shit. They're just shit at their job. Just want to say. They suck at their job and they get fired eventually. And then I get a new one.
They don't even work. What do you do? And these places are 500 square feet for $4,300 a month.
Wow.
No, that's gas? Insane. Yes. Gas right now is almost $6 a gallon.
Yeah, it's almost like 5, I think. It's about 5, I think, here.
And I can't fucking shop for groceries for basic shit for the month for like less than $200. I get nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Your food prices must be better than ours. Like that's not, I mean, like that's 3 of us, but we
I'm so glad I have food stamps. I'll just say, is because like that's my, like, it's saving me a lot of money.
Oh, I get them too. Yeah, if I didn't have those, I wouldn't I
wouldn't be able to eat, to be honest.
No, same.
I wouldn't.
I lost my job and I'm trying to like get back on my feet now, but like the vax mandates are everywhere and I'm waiting for them to like get rid of them all.
No, same.
Like New York, you know?
Same. I'm not doing it.
If New York did it, then I think LA has to come next because they already did the mask mandate stupid shit with the if you have the vax, you don't have to wear the mask, even though there's like you can still transmit it. If whatever, there's no science involved. It's just
there's none
because they want the people that are going to pass it the most to pass it the most.
Yeah,
they're making people less human and they are making robots more human. Like
exactly. You guys, wake up. The government shut down your businesses.
Exactly.
Made your kids go home from school.
Mm-hmm.
They sent them home. And most of the people who have no income to begin with, okay, who are fucking cleaning the goddamn hospitals and shit, those fucking people had to keep going to work. Okay, this is the government that did this globally.
Yes.
Fucking made everyone keep on going to work that was like that. The only people that didn't have to go to work were white people who still like paid their nanny to stay in their fucking houses, even though they were home. Oh my God. So then they had to quit their jobs. But their kids were home from school now. That's a fucking babysitter. That's a meal for your kids. What do these people think? Like, how anybody can keep on talking about electoralism or anything having to do with politics is beyond me. Because they fucked over so many people and they knew it.
Yeah, it was on purpose. It was a controlled demolition, if you will, of the economy.
Oh my God.
It's all part of the Great Reset. Yeah.
But like, oh my God. Even like, hey, shit libs. Hey, Ben Norton. Hey, you fucking stupid asses. Wake the fuck
Gabby
up.
Martin.
And anybody that was like fooled by this pandemic,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
I
Exactly.
was
Elle.
there. I was there, Hunter, and I had this conversation. Like, I was there. I was all fucking like, oh my God. Like,
The sky is falling.
I thought it was, I believed it. And I felt like
Yeah.
such a fucking idiot.
No, don't feel like an idiot.
I
No,
didn't go get
that's
the
not
shot,
the-
but I
yeah.
don't think if you went and got it, I don't think you're an idiot. I think that you fell for something, and if you still don't believe me and you're hearing that and you're resistant and you have that guttural urge to go, no, you don't know what you're talking about, time will show. Time will prove that what we're saying is true. Unfortunately, I wish I was wrong.
It
wish I was
has to a
fucking wrong.
point already.
It already has, but I'm just saying that's what I tell people is that time will show you this result. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe that what I've predicted and what I've said was going to happen is going to happen. But time will prove either way, what is and what isn't,
Yep.
There
we
were
may or may
people
not
who
be
were-
here for it though.
There were people who were on the ball and who were like preparing for this, like Corbett report. I give him
Yes.
major credit, James Corbett, for kind of opening my eyes to things. Truthstream Media is another one with the digital ID idea, like that they've been on top of that for years. And the fourth industrial revolution, basically, before I knew that it was a thing, I knew about what was going to happen because of them. There were a lot of indie media people who were on the ball who got this completely right.
Slow News Day, Convo.
Slow News Day.
Yeah.
And Convo Couch.
Steve Pokemon, man.
T-Lav has.
Yes, Whitney Webb.
Yes.
T-Lav, I love him. Like, I don't love him, but I love that show.
Yes.
I swear to God, I have sponged up so much information, and just the way he presents it is like he doesn't
it's like boom, here's document.
Yes,
boom,
he's just
boom,
showing
you know what I mean?
the receipts time after time after time. And then Slow News Day, just with everyone.
And if you watch Ricky Rants or you go on his Twitter, you might go down a fucking rabbit hole because oh my God.
Yeah.
Fucking Ricky, man.
And then everyone in the
really
chat.
Waldo. He's really
I love
Waldo.
Everyone in the chats.
So do I. Yeah. Like I learned some things in the chat myself, especially on the political matrix chat. But like, yeah, there's also like Fauci. Like when Fauci came out, I was just like, that dude, why does everyone like this dude? I don't like this dude. I don't get
He's
this.
the sexiest man of the year, Elle.
I know. He's an elf on the shelf. But like
Ew.
Yeah. And he like I just already knew going in because the Trump derangement syndrome afflicted people were so like, we love Fauci, even though he was appointed during the Trump years. And he's helping Trump to an extent. And it's like, okay, so why does the media like this guy so much? And let me see why I shouldn't like him, because like that was a major giveaway to me. And then Deborah Birx and the whole like COVID death thing, like, oh, we're counting every death as a COVID death, going forward or whatever. Like there were so many issues. And if you weren't watching the response team and like what they were saying every day during the 15 days to slow the spread, which was what was supposed to be the case, here, if we go back in time. If you weren't paying attention to that, you wouldn't know probably. So a lot of people probably didn't have time to watch that every day, but I was watching that shit almost every day and just questioning what I was hearing and saying like, does this sound familiar? Do I remember the swine flu in 2009? I do. And I do. I want to go into
at the beginning.
Skylar was born in the middle of 2003, in the middle of the swine outbreak thing. Like my daughter was born in the middle of that. Yeah.
I gotta hop off, guys. My computer's about to die.
Oh no.
Okay. R.I.P. computer.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
I love you.
I love you too.
Love
you. Give Ty in the combo house. Give all the fam my love.
I will.
smack
will.
them in the back of the head, the ass, whatever your way of like saying, "Hey, I fucking love you." You know, depends on my mood, is what I do.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, yeah.
Later.
Text
Bye.
me.
Well, bye.
Yeah, you guys want to see what's going on with the convoy? Let's see. What
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of talk about that. Isn't that interesting right now? Because there's other things to talk about.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be doing it. When did this see? I don't know. I don't have a good stream. Like, does anybody have a good, like, one that they are going to? This one is just showing, I think, the map. But we have
But
our.
they're the Nazis, remember? Like, they're the Nazis that we have to watch out for. Isn't that hilarious how they're the Nazis now?
I know. So fucking stupid.
The Corbett had a really good video recently that talked about that. Revoking of the emergency powers in Canada.
So this is somebody's stream from a while back, but they're showing the map here of what they're doing. That's the
Yeah.
California to DC. See, I don't have like I need a good like hub place. You know what I mean? Like, where do I go and find, all the information?
Bubblegum Douche says Ben Swan's site has some stuff.
Is it their YouTube?
I think that he has his own website. I can't remember the name of it, but if you go to his Twitter, you could probably find it.
Oh man,
I
okay.
forgot what it's called. He's cool. He's from Atlanta.
Oh yeah. I know. I want to find out if there's going to be, if they're going to be coming through my area. Like I haven't been on Twitter in the last couple of days. I try to, I go in there for like, the messages and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's about it.
Ton of shit.
Like,
and
I can't right now. If I go
the NATO
on Twitter,
shit, I can't.
Like, I will like
pro-Russia, anti-Russia is just too much. I can't.
Like, I'm just gonna end up like, shutting myself in my freaking laying in bed and just not getting up. Like that. That's I will, like not. I'll be like, no, I can't. It's too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much of the world for me right now. I don't want to do that.
It's
I don't
not
want
even the world, really. It's just like a microcosm of what people are saying that's been, chosen by an algorithm for you to see. It's not even the real world.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
insane.
like, too much outside
No,
exposure,
I know what you mean.
or whatever.
Yeah, I get it. Sovereign.media. That's the name of it. Right. God damn it.
We need
I'm looking for something convoy-y. Huh. Oh, true. Okay. Sovereign. Okay. Got it.
Maybe you find something.
The People's Convoy official. All right. Let me share that. Check the private chat there. That's the official thing. Official website. It's like a social media website.
Oh.
So he has an update here on there. It's not him, though. It's like an aggregate. It's like a Facebook page, but with real information.
Oh, cool. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah. Got bubblegum. I just shared that. Yeah.
Did it show up?
There we go.
So what do I do?
You just scroll down. You'll see the update there.
Oh, is this like a video clip?
I believe so. I think you have to click on the live link up above.
Oh, they have episodes. I don't know how long these are, but like when you click on that actual this thing right here, it gives you like takes you to a page.
Okay.
Oh, what is this? Okay. Do I have to like join a whole thing and do a thing?
I don't think so. There are links. Maybe that would be for video. Okay, that might be it.
Hey friends, Dan McKnight here, chairman and founder of BringOurTroopsHome.us and the director of the 107club.com. You know, I'm here with an urgent request. Our organization needs 15 new members of the 107 Club, which is our official supporters group. We named it after October 7th, 2001, when soldiers first hit the ground in Afghanistan and DC launched the global war on terror.
Well, Justin Trudeau has announced that his so-called emergency temporary powers are actually going to be permanent, and that includes controlling all of the money, all of the crypto in the country of Canada. Justin Trudeau spoke to reporters. They asked him when his so-called Emergency Acts Authority was going to go away, and he indicated that, well, it's not. In fact, it may become permanent.
To take action against illegal blockades.
Monday night, the House of Commons actually voted to approve of Trudeau's use of these emergency powers against peaceful protesters, which is a complete violation of the law. The finance minister has also announced that she will seek to make her powers to actually confiscate bank accounts, crowdfunding accounts, and crypto accounts without a court order a permanent power.
To put those tools permanently in place.
And with the truckers now being dispersed and no longer protesting, the government continues to go after them to punish them for having spoken up in the first place. Those with power in Canada are doing nothing to protect them.
Yeah, and she's connected to World Economic Forum too. She's done a couple of press conferences. Chrystia Freeland, the finance minister.
Of course.
It just so happens. What a coinkydink. It's just a coincidence, everyone. Everybody goes to the WEF, and they're not all bad.
Is it like Boy
It's not bad.
Scouts? You know, like it's Boy
You have
Scouts.
to
and
go
Girl
if you're
Scouts?
going to be a leader. You have to at least go, and then that's why Trump went. In 2018, I believe. Was it 2018? I think it was 2018 because that's in the documentary as well.
Anna Maris, you have that right. It feels like a lonely place to live right now. To live in truth. Yeah.
It might have been 2017. No, it was 18. Yeah. It just so happens, Lucky, that the president of Ukraine spoke in 2020 at the World Economic Forum, and then a year later, Putin.
Well, just imagine he's a TV fucking ad guy too. Like he's a TV fucking star, just like Trump.
Yeah.
It's like,
and Trump
we put people in office that are actors.
And Trudeau as well. Sorry, forgot him.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on.
That's just a coincidence.
How much more of the patriarchy can we have here?
Jacinda's been there. We love her in New Zealand.
Your dentist gives jobs now. I'm not surprised.
Oh my God. Everyone can do it. It's in the thing. Anyone can do it. Anyone can administer them in the PrEP Act.
Really?
I mean, anybody
That's why you could go to a fair here last summer and you could go get a jab at a fair. Ooh. Go to the carnival.
The only immunity, by the way, that anyone gets is the immunity from lawsuits from Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Moderna. They all have immunity.
And so I have a friend that works at one of the chain pharmacies, and she was like, yeah, like they're making us do this. I haven't gone back in there and talked to her because honestly, I've avoided it because I know that when I see her, I'm going to ask her a question that she's probably not going to like very much. And that I'm not going to be comfortable asking, but I will say it because it's who I am and I really want to know how she feels about it. But at the same time, I'm like, oh God, because I know the question's going to come. Like, it's not like it's like I just, how do you feel about what you're involved with right now? Like, are you okay with all of this? What is, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to happen and I know it's going to. And I realize that, I've avoided going and, because I don't want to ask that question, but I live in the world of truth where I've talked to, someone who opened up about being a vet from, the wars that came back and knew the guy for a few minutes and, literally said, well, how do you feel now about how, with what the information that you have now that you're back here, that you've experienced it? How do you feel knowing what you were a part of? And I don't say these things in a mean way. I mean, it just comes out. It's that curiosity in me and like really wanting to know those things. And, I was greeted actually with compassion and kindness. And I was told that they weren't going to be silent, that the people who have been to war and the soldiers and the vets, the ones that have survived, the ones that have come home, that have been silent in that whole, like, we don't speak of it. That's why we're in war. That's why war is so okay, because people don't see it. They don't feel it. They don't feel affected by it. And no matter what, you're a fucking hero. Well, geez, welcome to the poor draft of the United States of America.
Yeah. I met a vet once it was before the Trump situation where he got installed, but I met him on a bus and
Apple Mary, as he said.
Yeah. I was like, LOL prop. But I met him and he like had so many, he was down the rabbit hole, like I couldn't even keep up with how many rabbit holes he went through. But he was like, the Clinton Foundation was corrupt and did all this, human trafficking shit. He was talking about that. He was talking about Osama bin Laden and the whole thing that happened back in the day where they were trying to kill him over and over again. And then, eventually he got killed by SEAL Team 6 or whatever. And he was saying how he was one of them who killed him for real. Like, and it wasn't SEAL Team 6 and all this stuff. Like, he was saying all kinds of shit. And he was saying stuff about even Ashton Kutcher, who, basically is a CIA puppet now. But he was talking about him like trafficking Mila Kunis and like how he like abused her when she was on the show, that 70s show, back in the day. And I'm like, I don't know about any of this, but like you're telling me this, so I don't know what to believe. But she was 15 at the time and she was pretending to be older to get on the show. And then they found out she was 15 and they were like, we'll keep her on the show. But, he was saying all these things and like just going into deep detail and stuff. And I just like listened to him like wrapped. And I was like, wow, I don't know what all is true that he's saying, but he's saying a lot. I've never heard someone say so much to me on a bus, but like he really just opened up. Sometimes they just really want to open up to people and like just be heard for whatever the reason is. Like they just want to be heard for a while, to be acknowledged, and I give them that, at least my attention. That's the least I can give to these people who think that they've tried to help the world, but then it turns out that they've done more harm than good, and they kind of want to spread that information as much as they can. So, I mean, that was quite an experience. And he was oddly, I would say, did not smell the way that he looked, which was interesting. Because sometimes you get a look at somebody and you're like, oh, they're going to sit next to me and they're probably not going to smell very, very great. But he smelled like I couldn't really smell him in that way. So it was interesting, having that conversation. That was mostly him talking, but me being like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah. Okay. Pizzagate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I listen. At this
I
point,
don't disagree with it. I'm just saying, I took it in.
I don't take anything like anything is possible. Like anything is
I
fucking
agree.
possible
I
in
agree.
the world now. Like, okay. I'm belly up. I'm like, sure, it's all possible. I don't fucking doubt anything is possible. Props that it's $7 a gallon in Alberta.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit.
It's all those truckers, right? They did this.
I know. They have all the petrol. But the
They'll
thing is
blame it on
that's
them
crazy
somehow.
is that we literally have an island of plastic and garbage in the ocean, which is all floating like oil. You realize that like all the plastic around us that is oil derived. They've taken every nasty chemical and they figured out how to disperse it evenly throughout the population by putting it in medications. They put our food into plastic, which is oil. Like all this, like it is like, oh my god! Like the timeline. If we had like a way to have a freaking accurate timeline of when people made what decisions when, it's like. It's just it's fucking mind-boggling. It's just fucking mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can anybody like go look at a child in the eye and say you deserve to die for profit? Like, honestly, like, and fuck, man, like, there's so many things that I wish that I didn't, like, take for granted. As time has gone on, I wish that I was more aware younger in life. I wish that, my
Same.
parents were aware. I wish that their parents were aware. I wish that, like that we could stop it and stop time. But I won't give up. But I feel like we might just need to party it out, man. Like it's at that point. Like
I'm 100% behind giant meteor at this point. I just can't see any other way that gets us to where we need to be. That's the reset I want.
I don't.
We're like rats to them, not even just bugs. Like, we're a nuisance. We're too big. They can't deal with us. It's annoying. It's like we're infesting their neighborhood, their rich neighborhood, with our poorness.
I don't get it. Like, like I never even finished paying off my dad's funeral. Like I owe my dad's funeral. He died. It was a year this January that just passed, and I didn't even finish paying on that. Like he never got. I was supposed to get his stimulus money and pay that off, and that didn't come through. So, it's just like. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I didn't even do anything special for my dad. I didn't do anything special. Literally gave me the cheapest thing that you possibly can. I just want my dad's ashes. And he did not die of COVID. Did he die? You know what he died from? He died from fucking capitalism and Monsanto and a fucking fucked up healthcare system. My dad beat cancer 3 times. And the 4th time, it just completely got him.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
My grandmother died of breast cancer.
Capitalism.
That was my first big funeral as a child.
I wasn't able to see my dad for, I don't even know, I don't even know how many years. I don't even want to go into it because I'll probably get so upset I'll have to end like the stream, but like
Yeah.
my dad, I didn't get to see him. He was in Washington State. I didn't get to like go and be by his bedside and yeah, I had to do it from Connecticut.
I was in California when my stepfather died of thyroid cancer. He was in hospice for a long time. I hadn't seen him in years because I moved to California when he started getting sick. So I didn't really get to be with him for the last part of his life. And then I found out while I was like, I don't know, I think I was on set of like Social Network or something as an extra. And I found out that he died. And I was like, damn. But he was probably younger than my grandmother was when she died, when she was 62. He was like 50 something.
Yeah.
My mother's trying to be single and stuff, but she probably won't get out there again. This was her second marriage.
It's just it's
Cancer touches us all, I think, at this point. And it's pointless.
capitalism. Capitalism is killing us. That is what is killing us. If it wasn't, if we were doing so fucking fantastic, then our life expectancy wouldn't be getting shorter as we are supposedly getting smarter. It's like we can shoot something out we can go into other planets. We can go into outer space, guys, but we can't help and heal what we have here. It's so sickening. It's so sickening.
Yeah.
Oh.
How's Leo doing?
Leo went upstairs with Steve to go to fucking bed. Because Leo is a bed whore. I'll tell you that. He's like, oh, there's a bed? Peace out. He'll be like, oh, there's a blanket? Peace out. I'm out of here. Like, he's like, I want that. Yeah. Like, he will go in anybody's bed. He don't care. If you have a warm blanket, he's right there with you. He is oh my God, he loves to cuddle. What was this? I'm probably so far behind on this. Yeah, because some of this is still talking about Hunter. Oh my God. I'm just, like for the people that have the words all the time to be speechless, like I have opinions. I have fucking opinions. And like it's just, it's one of those days where I'm just like, fuck, man.
I get it. Yeah. I feel numb. I feel like I haven't cried in like a week or so. Like I feel like really numb right now. Planned obsolescence is talked about in that documentary I shared with you guys before in the chat. In the called the engineering of consent from the Century of the Self. The Century of the Self is the name of the documentary series.
Oh, wait, I thought you said Century of Trust.
Century of Self.
That's so weird.
The Century of Self. It starts with happiness machines, which is what we're supposed to be. And then it goes into the engineering of consent. And then after that. I'll share it again in the chat for you guys.
We're gonna. I don't know who you were talking about, Prop, but somebody loves you. I love you, Prop. I hope you know that. And just for that, I'll show you guys. But I can tell you, I can show you how Prop feels.
Dude, I can't believe goddamn Lucky Burrito subscribed to me.
I don't know if that comment had anything to do with that, but that just, I just have a Prop thing.
Uncomfortably numb, yes. Very uncomfortable. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not paying attention to what's happening. You shouldn't be comfortable. No one should be comfortable at this point.
No, nobody should be comfortable. Everybody should be fucking uncomfortable. And if you're not uncomfortable, if you feel comfortable with the climate and the environment that we have currently right now, then
you're the bad guy.
You might not be paying attention, or you might just, be completely oblivious. I don't know. I say walk towards your fears, walk towards the things that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We have to walk towards the things that make us uncomfortable so that we can have more comfort. I don't expect to ever have a utopia in my life. I would love to have it, but fuck, man. I mean, think about it. If we can do so good at war and hurting and killing each other, imagine how good we could do at peace if we actually wanted that. It's what we put our conscious mind to. That's what matters. That's what matters.
Some of those desensitization, or hyper-normalization, that's another documentary that's really interesting from a little while ago. If you guys in the chat know it, hyper-normalization. So the normalization of certain things that shouldn't be normalized. And then that's what's happened with the masks as well. And the vax mandates have been very hyper-normalized in very little time too. A very short amount of time was needed to get everybody on board. It's seemingly everybody, not really everybody, but everybody enough for them to implement their little control procedures and everything, and martial law in some countries.
I don't know what that is.
Baritone.
Lucky's baritone saxophone. I don't know exactly what that was in reference to. It was just randomly there, and I'm like, hey, that looks like something I want to put on there. Unacceptable views might alert the YouTube algorithm. Get Lucky's channel in trouble. Oh my god, bubblegum douche. I've been in trouble since I started YouTube. After the very first stream, they YouTube found me on Twitter complaining about them and about how I needed subscribers, and how then they removed like 30 people from my show. And so YouTube found me cross-platform on Twitter and told me that they were deleted accounts or like spam things or whatever. I'm like, they're not trolls, they're our fucking family. Like, it was like all the combo family, like all the people that, that were doing it to help, like, oh yay. So yeah, they've been, oh my god,
trust Alphabet, they're here to help you. Like the government. Choosy's here.
Choosy.
We're not talking enough about the Carnation Revolution.
Is that what he said?
He just wants us to talk about it.
I'm sorry, Juicy. My brain is broken right now. We need to.
I can't talk about any revolution because they seem all to be unreal at this point. I haven't seen a real one in a while. Damn.
Yeah, we want to come out to the West Coast. I want to get an RV or a bus, something like that. And go out to the West Coast, travel, be a nomad, find some fucking woods to squat in and build a community. That's what I want. Like, I don't want to be rich in life. I don't even want to ever have to deal with money. I would be so happy if I could have a community of people that, they don't have to agree with me on everything 100%, because I don't want anyone to agree with me 100% on anything. I don't even agree with Steve with everything on 100%. Okay.
I don't even agree with myself 100% of the time.
Oh yeah. And my mind is constantly, like I change my mind. It's fluid, as I get more information, and I try to stay open-minded to things and all of that. And I challenge myself. Like,
yeah,
it's not an easy thing to constantly, to do so much inner reflection at the same time, trying to be like, yeah, all right, well, I'm calling myself out too. Like, you guys can ask Steve. He's obviously not here on the stream right now, but you can ask him if I call myself out, because I do. I don't have higher expectations for anybody, but I will say, yeah, I fucking procrastinate with things, and I fucking suck with certain things, and I know that, and I acknowledge it. It's just, they're facts,
Those are the facts.
Those are the facts. There's a festival. I want to go to a festival.
I miss actual festivals.
Oh God, don't get
Pre-apocalypse.
me started. Live music. We were out doing live music 3 times a week. I was literally, that was my gym. I would dance for 3 or 4 hours, however many times a week, at least, that he had a show.
That's
awesome. My God. I fucking miss it. I miss it terribly. I miss meeting all the people, because when you have this, I was the one that everyone would be crying at the bar on my shoulder and telling me their deepest, darkest secrets to. Mm-hmm. And, I just try to comfort them, and, and make sure that, I looked out for women that need a ride home, and, that, I don't know. I was just, my nickname was Mama Bear, actually, which really pissed me off that AOC said, that fucking Pelosi was Mama Bear. It's like, of course she is, because it's backwards ass fucking world. She is not Mama Bear. That's my role. That's what I do. That was my grandmother's nickname. And it was given, it was a nickname that people gifted to me, because that's just, it's the role that I play. I look out for everybody. I will. Even if I've been known to be barefoot in a little sundress and at the bar, and this guy is just way too drunk and is harassing the bar staff and the whole restaurant, and it's a family restaurant, and Steve's playing, and I've been known to chase guys like that down the road. I have. It really, people don't expect that. They don't expect you. People don't expect you to stand up for when, you're being a fucking shitbag. They expect you to have to follow the fucking guns, and fuck that. I don't, there are times that, we are so oversensitized. Do you know what I mean? We call in guns when people are having a mental health breakdown, instead of trying to help the person. Everyone's afraid of being sued. It's you can be held accountable through the law in that way, but there's no accountability for the people that should be held accountable for, oh my God, a grassroots hippie fest. I need a grassroots hippie fest, and getting dirty and fucking camping and, you know, not really sleeping for a whole weekend. And, oh.
I'm sharing Hypernormalization, which is also an Adam Curtis documentary, in the chat for you guys. I recommend watching it. It's interesting. I don't think it's biased or it didn't piss me off, so that was good. Some movies will piss you off if they get too you know, involved in what they're saying and like biased again, like, you know, having points of view that you don't agree with, or they get too involved in like a conspiracy and they get really into it to the point where it's like, that doesn't make sense though.
Sometimes it's like really hard. Like you'll be watching something and it's like I'll notice, like for me, I'll get little like cues from the person, like and it suddenly, like I'm like, why am I feeling this way about this? Why do I want to like escape from watching this now? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like do you ever get that?
Yeah.
Like you're watching something and you're like, oh, they just like they rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like I have to, sometimes I make myself go, okay, what is it? Why am I feeling this way? What is happening? What is like, what nerve is that hitting on me? Is that just because I don't like the character? Like, what is it that is doing this? And sometimes it's because I feel like they're going a certain way politically, and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to be disappointed in this because they're going to suddenly be like, oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah, and it's like, oh please don't. Like sometimes it's just you want to avoid it.
Yeah,
like, it's like I don't need that. I don't need any more fucking disappointment right now.
That's how I felt during Sabby's the Glory Jones panel with Kashama Sawant. And when she was talking, it just got so like electoral, blah blah blah. You know.
I know. I put in the comments at one point, like, are we talking politics again? Like,
fuck them. Oh, like just. Do you have any other thing other than talking points that you've already figured out? Like, I just got, like, I almost wanted to, like, stop the video. I did at one point when they got back to politics, like, electoral politics. I was like, I'm going to go watch somebody react to Dumb and Dumber because I can't. That's more entertaining to me or more educational.
We know the political talking points. We fucking know them.
I'm so
we
sick of
fucking know it, just like they do. We know it, you know, like, okay, electoralism is not,
and I don't see any of these people.
Save us.
They're not heroes to me. I don't see you as a politician say, oh, thank you so much for saving us. Oh, that $15 a minimum wage in Seattle. Oh yeah, that was so great. Oh, the $15 overall. Somebody in the comments in the chat was saying how, you know, it should be like $60 per hour. It should be like $40 at least across the board.
Yeah, we're asking for crumbs on crumbs.
Exactly. You're playing in negotiation into their fucking thing.
Like, okay, I went through my whole divorce myself. I was in a bad, you know, an abusive relationship, and I went through the divorce with my ex-husband myself. I did it pro se, meaning I did it all myself. 2 years for this divorce to go through. I went up against an attorney who was a fucking shark. Guess what? He came to me and told me I was the worst pro se case he ever had. And I said, thank you. That means I did my job. I gave the attorney a run for his money. That means I did my job. But like, what did he get? He didn't like it was fucking fair, you know, like I didn't take a house. Like I didn't take the house. I was very, very fair. But did I ask for that? Did I say that I wanted it? Of course. You don't fucking ask for the minimum of what you want. You ask for way more than what you want. So you get at least the minimum of what you want.
That's what they were saying. You have to ask for you're
always
not negotiating at that point. You're just laying down and getting fucked, honestly. With no lube.
Like $15 an hour? Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is that gonna do? That solves
and
nothing.
Honestly, they have loopholes. I've told you guys, like, I don't know if I told you, but like I got $15 an hour and I lost commission at my job where I did telemarketing. I lost commission almost immediately, or they put it on $8 an hour and then I would never see it. So either way, they win. They always win. And then it was incrementally over like 5 fucking years. And meanwhile, they just upped it to $16.50 overnight, basically, for like July of this year, out of nowhere. And I'm like, they could have done that the whole fucking time. Exactly, Phenom. That's what I'm saying. It's like that's what they were saying in the chat before, saying that, you know, you should ask for $60 minimum, duh. And then go down. They suck at negotiating, these socialists, no offense, but like you suck at negotiating. I'm sorry.
There's no such thing as an uncomfortably long hug with me, Anamaris. That just becomes cuddling, and I love to cuddle. So I'm known to, like, you know, I will invade people's personal space. I will get all up in there and give you a hug, and I will make sure that it's at least 10 seconds long. Do you know why? 10-second long hug, it starts to actually release that serotonin in you. Everybody needs to be getting hugs and love. Like that is, like, it is basic human, you know, nature. If somebody's upset, that's the thing that they do need. Even if they don't want it, that's what they fucking need.
Okay.
I'm serious.
I can't handle it because of my disability, but like I will like do a shoulder hug or something on my left side.
Well, there you go.
You got my shoulder. That's cool. But they're saying about the workers.
Oh, my dad wasn't military. My stepdad was military. My stepdad is still around. He is still alive. He lives in Virginia, actually, with my mom. But my dad, he was actually the one. He was born in Everett also, and he died in Everett. Yeah, and that's where I'm from. I'm from Everett. And my cat's named Everett, and Steve's middle name is Everett. So it's a fucking thing.
Everett.
Yeah. Yeah. Like all my family was like born and died in Everett. Wow. Born in Everett, yeah. Yeah.
My uncle was in the military and he married a German, and they've been married forever now. So that's pretty cool.
I'm sorry.
I know they were still together until recently. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, heart disease kills more people worldwide annually.
Exactly.
You know what? It's just national. But now it's going to be even more. The statistics aren't even like.
Unfortunately.
What statistics do we even know? Do what anymore? Because it's all.
We don't know any of it.
It's all just like capitalism. Like.
It's all covered up too, and they have like this data that they're not releasing, the COVID-19 data from the CDC. They're not releasing a whole bunch of data. And we're just supposed to take their word for all this shit and the mask mandates and shit. Fuck off. You don't have any fucking control anymore. You shouldn't have in the first place. Also, why is it CDC and not CDCP? Why is the prevention not in the fucking acronym? I gotta wonder. I'm just saying. I'm thinking things are thought.
No, that's why I think that you are such a gem. Like you really are, Elle. You really you see things in those ways like that I do, you know, like where you see that that thing, like you're like, wait, no, that doesn't belong. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. And we need that. So Bubblegum Douche says Tiny Leo do his best to monopolize the whole bed. Leo is the most polite little dog sleeper.
Aww.
I'm telling you, it is adorable. He'll come up and he will curl up like in front of my chest or whatever, on top of the blankets, because underneath the blankets I'm too warm unless he really needs to warm up. He'll go under there, but he'll come back out, or he'll sleep like tucked behind my legs sometimes. But typically Leo is at the very end of the bed. He has a blanket that he like adopted and kind of like stole as his own. I've had it for like a million years, probably like 10 years, you know, like it's not super minky plushy anymore. You know, it's like that fake kind of like this, but like not as like fuzzy, you know, it's supposed to be like one of those really soft ones. And, he has this blanket and he goes under that blanket and he dives like under there. He lays on his back with his legs like wide up in the air and his butt hanging out. So like, you know, he's on his back, his nutties, his nuts and his feet, you know, they're hanging out like outside of the blanket.
Yeah.
And that's how Leo sleeps. And that's where he likes to be. He will come up and snuggle and stuff like that. He does this weird thing with Steve where he'll come up to Steve and Steve will be laying on his back and like Leo wants to put his head under the beard, like rub all in under there, and then like look at me like all weird with like his eye like staring at me from like under the beard, and it's the weirdest thing ever. Leo is a very good dog. He gets so excited like when and as long as I'm sleeping, he is sleeping. He is down. If I sleep like I don't know 18 hours or something, like he would be in there for 18 hours with me. Like he would. I mean, I don't normally sleep that long. But.
So we should all get a chance at some point in our future to like have an 18-hour sleep. I'm sure that would be the most amazing thing ever.
I know, right?
I can't imagine. I've never had like more than maybe 12 hours. That's probably my best.
I've had 18 only when well no, I was getting up between, but when I had a flare up of my Lyme disease and it got really bad to where I was sleeping 18 hours a day for days and like
well, what would you want to do other than that at that point? So that makes sense. And it's better for your body, like to recuperate.
It's and it's something to think about. The Lyme disease and the COVID. There are similarities between that, the autoimmune stuff that's happening with it. It's something to watch out for and pay attention to because it's all gonna oh my gosh, everything that's been see, that's the thing. Like it's like information overkill, even for the people that seek out all the information. Right? Like right now, it feels like it's just overkill to the point where it's like, I am overwhelmed. I'm like, holy fuck, you know, and we're the ones that seek out information all the time, you know, like, and it's
too much information.
We have too much empathy. So like we have extra.
No, too much information. Yeah.
And we get empathy on top of it though. Like it's the ones that have all the empathy, like, you know, the ones that are more sensitive to what's going on and all of that. And then we end up, you know, just completely like frying ourselves out. And we need to, you know, just talking about it helps, I think. I really feel like talking about it and knowing that, okay, it's not just me. It's not just me. I'm not just like, you know, like I'm not imagining this. This is really fucking happening because it's overwhelming. You know, it's like, it's like, I need that relation. I need to know, you know, like pinching yourself to me. Like, am I dreaming?
I was the other day, like a few days ago, I tweeted out that I had a dream in which it ended with me saying, wait, was that a dinosaur? And it made more sense than it did when I woke up, what I witnessed in reality. I was like, yeah, okay, that's where I'm at. This dinosaur dream made sense.
Oh my God.
Cool. Legit triceratops in my dream made sense.
That's cool. I wonder what the meaning is behind that.
I don't know. I just wanted to see dinosaurs, I guess.
I mean, you guys have like have you been to like the tar pits and stuff that are?
Oh fuck. Okay, here's the thing about that fucking shit. I hate that smell so fucking much. And I've walked by there so many times, like on the way to like SAG or the way from SAG, because the SAG building is like right near there. So I've been there multiple times in the last, well, pre-apocalypse, of course, like all the time.
When I this is when I do want a mask.
Yeah, right. And it just smells so bad. And I just could not understand why, for the life of me, anyone would want to go to that fucking dump. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. I could not even be bothered to go anywhere near it. It was so smelly. It was so unattractive, the whole idea, that I was just like, no. I like history and all, but no. No, no, no. Not that much.
Oh, Susie said adopted an abandoned baby squirrel on Tuesday.
Yeah, she said she was snuggling with it too. So sweet.
No, oh my god.
Squirrel snuggles. I've never snuggled a squirrel. That's very interesting.
I have not either.
I'm afraid to, because I don't want them to get upset.
I mean, I fed a squirrel.
But they're wild, so.
I mean, I fed a squirrel.
Scary.
When I used to work at a homeless, they call it homeless. I hate that it's homeless because it's houseless shelter for families. It was humans. Like, you know what I mean? I say the shelter. It's like you think like a sheltered like an animal, and being an animal. Like, no, these are the two-legged, humanoids and family shelter. And one of the things that I'd love to do was sit outside and feed the squirrel, because there was squirrels there that would come down and just take the nuts right out of your hand. And man, their nails are sharp. They
look sharp.
I mean, think about how fast they go up those trees, man. They're crazy.
I take pictures of them all the time, but I would never like invade their space. I've gotten to the point where I'm so empathetic that it's really creepy, that I see people like petting dogs and I'm like, they didn't ask for that. Strangers, strangers petting another person's dog. And also the idea of a person having a pet, and that be a dog. And like, I'm already at the point where I'm like, pets though, like, what do I think of pets and ownership? And are they really the owners? I don't think they are. Maybe they're friends. I don't know exactly what I would categorize them as, but I don't like the owner idea. I don't like people called.
No, those are my babies. They're my fur babies. They're part of my family. You know what I mean? Like, they're not.
I've never had a pet that I've been like, I own this pet. Of course, it was a family pet, but I would be like, no, she's a part of the household, Kaylee. That's the dog that we have in the house, and she's great. And so yeah, I see people pet animals, and I'm like, do the animals really like it though? Like, how do they feel about a stranger? How would you feel if a stranger just came over and started to touch your hair without any permission? Like, asked Steve if it was okay if they touched your hair and then started to.
Yeah, people do that when you have a beard. A man with a beard, they will go up to the man and get in their personal space and touch them. People come up and touch my hair. I'm like, listen, I am like all like, I am a hugger, if you want to hug, or if you don't, I always say like, are you a hugger? Because I don't want to just like, go and just invade someone's personal space. Certain people know, like, if I see like, I'm just going to fucking invade your personal space. Like, I will warn you now. If you aren't into that, you tell me now. Cause but yeah, like, with a dog, yeah, I think that people need to ask permission. The dog will tell you, or the animal will tell you.
You never know how an animal is going to react to a person.
I always wonder, like, how they feel about just being scooped up. Just even if it's their owner, like they're just scooped up. Like,
it's weird. And a baby too. Like, a baby just goes from one person to the next. They're like, where am I? What am I doing? Like, who's holding me now? Like, where's the ground? Like, I just think of these things like. This is too much empathy for me. I can't.
Okay, so Choosy, we will cover the Carnation Revolution. We will.
We don't like the knight. We're against the Knights of Malta. I mean, I am against the Knights of Malta. I don't appreciate them.
Oh.
I would like them to be abolished. The idea.
I don't. Yeah. And if we're not going to call him a
pruny face.
Oh my God, Choosy, I freaking love you. He knows that. Choosy doesn't live very far from me. Well, I mean, a couple hours. Neither does Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's close to me. Phenomenal. You're close to me.
Y'all should hang out then.
I mean, like, it's not like, same state or town or anything.
Oh, okay. Not that close.
No, if we were like close like that, it would be like all over,
Yeah, Yeah, if anyone's like in Hollywood or near adjacent or whatever, I don't care. I would love to meet up with people, real people. I love real people.
Yes. Yes. Rainbow fam. Seriously. Rainbow family. That is the way we need to do it.
Take
Everybody-
back Rainbow, because they like totally co-opted Rainbow and made it
I know
something so lame. Like, rainbows are beautiful. Let's take back rainbows for everyone. Everyone gets a rainbow. Yay. The colors of the rainbow. Double rainbow, like that video with the guy who's just like, oh, whoa, double rainbow. That was a fun viral clip where no one died, nobody was pissed off at anyone. Those used to be viral clips online. Nice, sweet, life-affirming videos that everyone could enjoy. A cute little meme. Let's bring back the cute little memes. The angry cats and all that shit. Cyan cat.
Yeah, see, I would be so perfectly happy if I don't fucking need money. Money is like just, I always try to do barter to barter if I can with people. Yeah. I need to have some sort of bus or an RV or some sort of home thing that I can have as a mobile home base. And I mean, I have my van, but it's not big enough for us, like, you know, to be in. And you know, any amount of time, you know, they're teenagers, so I just, that summit today, man, the women's summit, like, I really appreciate everything that they did. I think that they, you know, they were formulated really well, but it didn't lend a lot of time for actual conversations about, you know, it was more like a structured opinion about what it was, you know, and we need to have the larger conversations.
There was one of the earlier one before the Glory one. I don't know what they're called, like activist panel, I guess, was the one with like domestic violence discussion, which was interesting to hear, because a lot of it and a lot of what I was seeing in the chat was very male based, like violence and stuff.
I've dated women, okay? Women
are
can do it
violent as
too.
well.
Women are violent to women.
And everyone can be violent to a boy as well. So boys, like, I want to give love to boys, because I feel like a lot of that conversation was centered on girls, and that's fine. But males do have a hard time with abuse, sexual and otherwise, and it's very difficult for them.
And they hide
especially
it.
if they're younger.
And they hide it even more.
They feel, you know, worse about it. They feel like they won't be believed. And a lot of the times, like, there can be very manipulative situations with men and fathers specifically, like where they are targeted, where that has happened before in, you know, in plain sight, that a woman has targeted a man. And we have seen it with real Amber Heard. Yes, I'll call her ass out. Real Amber Heard on Twitter, who doesn't allow anyone to respond to her who isn't a follower. Like many people. She is an abuser. She had abused her husband for a very long time, and had gotten him addicted to a certain drug as well, in order to keep him docile, I guess, you know, and easily manipulatable. I don't know if that's a word, but easily manipulated by her. And there are many women who will show that they are the ones who've been abused, when it actually is not the case. And she is one of those women that, you know, and in society, they already, you know, chose who they were going to, you know, be for. And that was her at the beginning. And then they couldn't like change it. And then he, you know, got fucked in the case against the son, So now it's like her word against his, and now she's won. But what does she really win? And then she still has a case with him in Fairfax, Virginia. So we don't know how that's going to go. I think that's against the Washington Post. So there's like stuff going on with women having too much power and being able to use that power against men, and whether or not that male, it comes into question whether they responded. So there's not really that question when it's a woman who's abused, whether she fights back. If she fights back, she's a hero. She's defending herself. But if a male fights back in a way to just defend himself, then it's seen automatically as abuse. And I think that's a double standard. Yes, we're talking about Johnny Depp. I don't.
And we need to
it's
have
complicated. Yeah.
We need to have bigger. Oh.
Night, Vicky. Oh, Marmot. Oh.
Damn a weasel.
Oh,
I'm a weasel. I'm a bonkers.
oh, you're a weasel.
Yeah. Well, marmots are weasels too, but he's a ferret. Look at him.
Oh,
stretch his-
ferret. Okay.
Look at him stretch his little feet. Like he just like, oh yes.
I couldn't
They're
figure
so
out if it was a
long.
marmot or a ferret. What's his name?
Bonkers. Look at him.
Bonkers. Oh my
What is-
gosh, he's so cute. Where do you get a ferret in Connecticut? Is that popular? Because they have ferrets a lot in North Carolina, I remember.
Really? I don't know a lot of people who have had ferrets. He I think did come from a pet store because I saw him and I couldn't leave him there. But over many a years, I have allegedly adopted and rescued. Oh God, probably. I mean, I'd have to really count. Probably 20 different ferrets.
Wow.
All ages and backgrounds. One of them I got her, and she was the worst biter. Her name actually was Lucky.
Huh.
And she was adopted because she was a biter, and she was vicious. Like the first time I held her, like Bonkers is like, just laying in here, just chilling. So the first time I held her, she bit me so hard that I drew blood. Like it was bad.
Whoa.
She had been just handled and stuck in a cage so much that she just learned that, oh, if I bite them, they put me down. That's what I want. So that's what I'm going to do. So I we took her in. Like, I mean, I've fostered them. I've taken in ferrets that were so senior that, they were, when I took them in, they were told that 6 months before that they were going to die 6 months before, I mean, like, and I had one live. I think her name was Mama Fluffy. She lived like, I think, a good 6 months with us after that. I've had ferrets that I've rescued that I've literally been end of life care for them. Like just literally they were at the end of their life. Like they were, naked, bald, like there's no fur left, just have lived out their life and just were very, very senior. And I've taken them in at that point too. They don't always live very long. Like, it depends. They're overbred. People get them. They think that they're just, like a rabbit that you can stick in a small little cage. And
oh, even a rabbit is fucking hard to deal with. I know from experience.
Like they shouldn't be, like they don't deserve to be locked up in cages. Like he's free roam.
Yeah, we didn't do that with the
like,
rabbit.
He's free roam. So like, Bonkers. He got his name because he used to climb on top of my freaking refrigerator and get in the cereal because he's got a little sweet tooth. Look, he's just laying there. Like,
aw, so sweet.
A very, very sweet boys. Oh, very sweet boy. Yes. Oh, yes. You're a sweet boy.
Well, back to Johnny Depp real quick, because another worldview is possible mentioned that being a codependent, abusive situation. But like, They brought up Depp.
I don't know. I don't follow like the
Well, yeah.
stories.
I
but-
watched the case, the whole trial. I kind
you
of
did.
like read all of the documents during the last trial that he lost. But I will say, like, even if the thing that we would need to know in that case is who threw the first punch or who hurt the other person first, and we just don't know that. But we do know that through the documents that she had let's see, how do I put that? She had bruises that were kind of created in a way and made it look like he had done more damage to her, whereas his injury, which was almost the amputation of his finger, was more noticeable and more
like
documented.
I don't know anything that happened.
Okay, then just believe me when I say there were documents for his injury and there was no document for hers that was substantial. So his injury was proven, hers were not. So just looking at the evidence, we can see that yes, it was a horrible relationship. Yes, they are awful people to one another and should not be together. That is clear. Clearly, the relationship did not work. It was very volatile. But it is clear also that he was not necessarily the victim, because I would not say that either one of them was a victim of this relationship. They participated in it and they hurt each other emotionally, at least. But he was the one who was more injured in the end and abused from the evidence that was shown. So that's what I'll say about that. And other than that, Johnny Depp, like, we're not even taking into account his character, because you can take anyone's character in account for any case and just look at that and be like, fuck them, they're Satanist or whatever. Because it's like celebrities, they're probably all Satanists, let's be honest. But like, that's neither here nor there. That's not the issue at hand. We don't want to set a precedent where you can say whatever you want and not have
you don't get to just say like, oh, you're a Nazi, like that doesn't work there. Is that what you're saying?
In the media, like, we don't want to give the media carte blanche to say whatever they want about private citizens, and ruin their careers. Like, that's just not a thing we want to do. But yeah, so yeah, now we're bringing up the Viper Room as like, we could go back into the past for forever into Johnny Depp's history and how odd it is and how he's not that great a person. And yeah, Marilyn Manson is horrible too, but like, that doesn't cancel anything out. I'm just saying that there are situations where men are put in abusive situations where people don't necessarily believe them, and that's why they don't come forward. And mainly children, more importantly, children are at risk, and males are also at risk, other than little girls that are focused on more in the media. And, we have so many people going missing all the time in this nation, where there's a lot of trafficking going on, aside from the whole Epstein scandal. That's just one part of the big network. And we even see, going back to Johnny Ghosh and that whole thing. So, and the whole Franklin scandal. So just be aware that children are at risk, and that includes everyone. Like, there's no easy life for anyone. Like, everybody has their own experience. And that's another thing, is like, we don't want to denigrate people just because of experiences that we have. Like, I've been abused myself by my own brother. So, and he knows that, we've gone through the forgiveness process and everything. So I was listening to that panel and I was like, well, yeah, I didn't have a boyfriend or anything, but I can relate in that, there's gaslighting, there's like, emotional abuse, which is worse in some cases, which is what they were saying. Like, my father was very emotionally abusive, never hit me ever, and made me want to kill myself. So, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of it
deal with.
A lot of it sometimes, like the focus gets put too hard on like whether or not like it became a physical abuse. And like they were saying, it's almost a relief if you have that physical, like, like that brawl out, because then you get to have that the makeup period for it.
And that happens with your parents too. Like, I will say, like, that's not just a domestic abuse, like wife and husband. That's what people talk about the most. But like when it's a father and a daughter, like there are days where it's like, oh, he's going to be nice to me. So I can be, okay, I can not be on guard all day, and I can be, he's in a good mood today. So he'll have good moods and we'll have fun. And then the next time I do something wrong, he'll like try to throw me out of the house, like whatever, like, and then not let me back in, like, which is what happened. And, my brother in that case would just hit me, just like beat me with a bat or whatever. And then that would be it for a little while. And then I'd be safe. So then it would just be like no talking and then on to the next thing. So it's just different. It depends on how you cope with it. But like, it was very daunting. It was very scary living with somebody who I didn't know was going to turn on me on a dime and, make me feel worthless. And like, I was the problem. I'm the problem because I'm not doing what he wants me to do at this point. I didn't get a full-time job when he wanted me to get a full-time job. I got a part-time job. That's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? So he would always make me feel lesser than I was. And I had nowhere to turn because I'm alone with this person all the fucking time. And they're telling me how much of a bitch and how trash I am. And I can't really go talk to anyone about it. So I just think, well, I just want to die. And I just listen to Coldplay, and then I like write songs and lyrics and like poems and shit just to get it like on paper, like just to get an outlet, because that's all I had.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Elle. I think you're a treasure.
Thank you.
And I hope you know that. Like, what drew me to you. We've talked about that. We don't have to talk about it, but on here or anything. But like, I saw you. I saw you and I said, wow, like, this is a brilliant woman. And then she needs to, I need to make sure that I have conversations with her. Like, you're important. It's and I don't know. I think we all need to appreciate each other for what we do have and what we bring to the table. And we're not all the same. We're not all going to bring the same thing to the table, but that's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
Everybody has something. Everybody, every one of you guys out there, like in the chat and, the people that will watch later and everything, like every one of you guys, you have mutual aid for this community. And just being part of the community, you are being a mutual aid because that's what we've become. Like I've noticed that within our community, the chats, the stream, all the streams and the collaborations, like we were talking about this last Sunday when Sabby was on and when Hunter was on, and oh my gosh, we had everybody on with us last Sunday.
Yeah.
Glory popped in with us. Who else was here? I don't want to miss anybody, and my brain is like, I don't know. But like, like it's so important. It's so important. We got to keep having these conversations, and the summit was good. I think it's a good starting point of where conversations that need to be had. They need to be deeper conversations. And it also really revealed how it revealed some of the people, like, so it's probably good that they were on there, even if we don't agree with them or don't like them or don't like other things they do. It brought attention to it.
Yeah.
And it brought the conversation forward. And so people can redeem themselves. They have a choice. They just have to decide to be brave enough to fucking say, oh, yeah, maybe I wasn't good on that. Like,
yeah,
maybe that was wrong. Maybe I'm going to stand up for actually what's the truth and not the excuse of why I should or shouldn't have done this or did, supported this or that.
Right.
Like, everybody every day has a fucking chance and an opportunity to make the choice, to be truthful and to be authentic and to actually contribute something.
Mm-hmm.
The fake shit isn't getting us fucking anywhere.
No. That's why I'm trying really hard to like make sure my words are understood. Like if somebody mentions something in the chat, I'm like, okay, well, let me come back to that, and I'll explain further where I'm at, because I will, as you said, like you like to be challenged. I like to be challenged. I like to think of things in not such a linear way, and look at all types of what I'm looking at from different angles. Different angles. Bonkers. So we got to be open to talking, to having that dialogue. That's so important, and not talking over each other, but to each other. And that's something that's kind of missing in some of these panels, is what I'm seeing is like a lot of listening and understanding of one another's perspectives. And I think there should be a lot more of that in this space, if I'm being honest. Not just saying shit to say shit.
Yeah.
And to say what you want to say.
We're not filling the air space just to fill the air space. Like, we're here because we have a purpose of what we're saying, and we're trying to make sure that what we're saying also is, that we're processing it and being truthful with it. And, just, like we don't have any, I don't have ill intention at all.
No, me neither.
If I could wave a magic wand and give this world one thing. I mean, like, I say this a lot. Many of you probably have heard me say it before. I wouldn't give the world peace. I wouldn't say I would end hunger or end capitalism. I would say I would give the world truth. The fucking world needs fucking truth. That's
what we all need more of.
Let's like, we need to not make it so rare. It is absolutely insane. I really started looking back on things like this last couple of years really, really heavy, and I look back and I'm like, fuck, man, why do I fucking go along to get along and celebrate fucking Christmas? The fuck? That's not my religion. It's not my faith. I was raised where we celebrated Christmas, and but it wasn't like it was a religious holiday or anything. No, we were celebrating fucking capitalism.
Commercial.
We were celebrating the fourth fucking quarter, guys.
Yeah.
We weren't like, no matter how much I say, oh yeah, it's a tradition, it's a family, everyone else.
Yeah.
That's not what it is, though. And the more that we fucking lie to ourselves about it and just like, do that. And then, parents, how the hell do we fucking sell Santa Claus to our children? We lie to our children from birth. We lie to them about Santa, Easter Bunny, fucking Tooth Fairy. Think about Santa Claus alone. Okay, the holiday is not, it's not based, that's even for the religion of Christianity or whatever.
It's pagan in nature.
Yeah, it's not even really Jesus's birthday, right? Like, even if you believe, no matter what you believe, it's not even really his birthday. Okay, so it's a capitalist holiday. We teach our kids about this guy who knows what we're doing, who surveils us, basically knows if we're good or bad. Okay. First off, how fucking scary is that? As a child, do you remember being like, well, oh my gosh, I better be good? Well, who judges who's good or bad? Who judges whether or not you get a present or not? Oh, wait, is it Uncle Sam? It's the economy. It's depending on, you're only good if your parents make enough money so that you get something and you feel justified that you're a good kid. Mm-hmm. Like, it is so sick and so disgusting. And we continue it. And why do we teach? Like, we wonder why we grow up to be fucking, adults that don't know our fucking ass from our fucking head, because we're told our whole lives lies, but then we're told to be honest. And then we're told lies. And it's like, okay, well, if lying and manipulation is the end goal here, then why do we even teach children to be honest? Like, all of us are failing at this. All of us, whether you have a child or not. You're failing at this too. If we're not doing it, we're all failing. We are failing the generations to come. We are failing the ones that are not here yet, that we don't even know if they will exist. We don't even know. And then we wonder why there's domestic violence and there's turmoil and there's, you know what I mean? Like it's constant. We are constantly walking away from the truth and ignoring it. And it's like, can you imagine if the corporations had to tell you the truth? If, you know what I mean? Like, fuck. Lies are killing us.
Mm-hmm.
It is destroying us. Well, look, Susie said here, just denying someone of your love is abuse. Well, alone being mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's hard living with someone.
Night, Charlie. Yeah, I was the redheaded stepchild. I was reminded I was a redheaded stepchild every fucking day of my life. Every minute of my existence, I knew I was the redheaded stepchild. I did not fit in. I did not. And I somehow was fucking resilient and decided to no, I'm not going to accept that. And I still somehow held on to who I was.
Same. I decided I didn't want to fit in at that point. Like once I had not fit in for so long as a child, like because I was not popular, I will tell you that. Like I had a bully even at one point. I had to push her down on a stump one day because she was pissing me off so much. So anyway, so yeah, I wasn't well liked in school until high school, where it was like it was no clique. Like there was no clique in my high school. It wasn't like the TV shows and the movies and stuff. People hung out with whoever they hung out with. Like I hung out with like this goth chick and these other people who were popular and shit. Like we just hung out at the lunch table. It wasn't even a big deal. And we didn't really talk that much. But like you couldn't sit alone in the cafeteria. I was watching something where somebody was like, let's go over here. I'm going to go sit by myself. I'm like, that wasn't even an option in my school. I had so many people. Like you just had to deal with whoever you sat next to because you couldn't choose like to sit alone. That was just not
How privileged. You know what I mean? Like we have a big enough of a school. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, oh
There's so
man.
many tables. Oh my gosh.
I
So
know.
yeah, like everybody just hung out with each other. It wasn't even a big deal. It was like acquaintances. I would show them my lyrics and my poems and shit, and they would comment on it. That's what I would do at lunch. I would write, or I would do homework because I want to get it done before going home, and then I want to watch TV. So that's what my life was. But yeah, it was just like every day. It was like I'm not gonna fit in here. It's fine. I'm fine with that. Like I'm not gonna be the homecoming queen. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. And that doesn't matter ultimately.
I never
'cause
went to a prom. I never went to
I
a
went to the
prom.
prom with friends, like
I never
for the
went.
senior prom, the last one. I did get to have that experience, but it was all like very drama. Like I was in Gossip Girl or something because a breakup happened in front of me. And it was this dude who was like allegedly cheating on his girlfriend, but had danced with me at a wedding because we went to a wedding before the prom of her like family or whatever. And we had ended up dancing just,
Oh my God.
randomly. And
I
then
was
I was like,
I
oh
wasn't
shit. Like, now he's like breaking up with his girlfriend later. And it's so awkward. And we're in a group and shit. It was just so weird. And I wasn't even like, again, I'm not popular or anything, but I know people. So I have a couple of like decent friends in the mix. And then other people were like, okay, these people are crazy, but I'm with them now because they're like part of the group. So it was like me and then two people who I knew decently from class, and then the other people who I knew a little bit from class but didn't really hang out with, and then another person who was just like on the outside like me, who didn't have a date. So it was like a couple of single girls and then like two couples and then a crazy couple. So it was like really insane. But I had a good time. It was a good experience, and it was weird because the whole theme was like jungle themed, because it was like when should I say when it was? I'm not gonna say when it was. It was like a Walk on the Wild Side was the name of it, the theme, and they had like zebra print everywhere, and they had the song "You'll Be in My Heart" from fucking Tarzan in it. And it's
No.
like the main song that they played. And it was just so weird, the whole experience. But it was really fun being with people. Like that was the most people I've ever hung out with in high school. So it was kind of cool to have that experience. But it was just not a big deal it's not like in the movies and TV where you're single at the prom. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But like people went to the prom with whomever. It wasn't even like, oh, I have to have a date for the prom. It just wasn't like that for me. But maybe there are different experiences with other people.
I don't even know, because I left high school in my before the end of my sophomore year. I decided that I was I stopped going to school, and I was supposed to go into like the alternative ed, and I was a fucking, oh my god. I left would have been my sophomore year, the end of that year. I left and moved from Connecticut, got on a plane, moved cross country by myself to Washington State, where I met my dad for the very first time. Well, the first time that I remembered. I knew him before I was 3 years old. But yeah, I moved cross country at 16 and met my dad for the first time in my life. Met him and lived with him. And I didn't live with him. He was homeless. He had a home, but it was like in the back of a truck, like the pop-up thing in the back of a truck. And I slept on my uncle's couch for the first few weeks. But then I ended up being houseless out in Washington State by myself. Then I didn't really know anybody. Yeah, like I have a whole fucking my life has been crazy. An adventure. Wow. Yeah. I chose to move to Washington State instead of and go meet my dad for the first time, and have no fucking stability and be houseless. I chose that over staying with my mom and my stepdad and moving to Hawaii and having stability. And I would not change a fucking moment of it. And that's like the prime example of who I am. It meant more to me to go and experience that and meet my sisters for the first time and get to know the very little family that I did have, that I was taken from that family. I have to I have a book to write one day. I was taken from my family at 4 years old when my mom married my stepdad, and I was suddenly gone, and my family grieved me. My cousin, she's 10 years older than me. She told me she literally grieved, but the family grieved me. I was just gone, my grandma and my grandpa were alive at the time, and I never got to meet them again. Yeah. One day I'm going to write my book one day, because I've had quite a lot of obstacles and fucking shit that I've been through, and
that's so inspirational.
When I'm saying I'm feeling defeated, it's oh, fuck, man, I've been through so much. I just gotta keep going.
That's how you gotta look at it. It's you've gotten this far, you gotta keep, it'll keep going. You'll keep persevering. That's what I tell myself, is look how far you've come, because your experience is different from everybody else's. Everybody's experience is unique, but we all have shit that we go through, I feel like, that makes us appreciate things more in life in general, because you got through that and now you have another obstacle and you got to get through that. But it's always going to be like every time something happened, like when I would be at work or something and something would happen, or school or whatever, and it would just be like insurmountable, it feels like at the time, I'd be like, this too shall pass. This will not matter a year from now. This won't matter 4 months from now, probably, most likely. In my history, that's been the case. You know, at whatever job it is, whatever thing I'm doing, I just have to tell myself it will not matter soon. So
This
just
will
get
pass.
over
Yeah,
it.
I'll get through this
Move on.
too. I'll get through this too. And you just
Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like you either give up in those situations and you know, like, do you want to, like, I don't know. I don't see giving up as an option ever. Like, that's just never an option for me.
Mhm.
And I'll have these days where I'm just like, if any of you guys have been watching these streams for any amount of time or know me from the chats and things like that, or different shows that I've been on in the indie sphere, like, I'm usually like, we could do this. I'm pissed off, and but I'm also like cheerful, happy me, but
Mhm.
man, and and seeing like when you watch something like domestic violence, like when I talk
Yeah.
about domestic violence, or the things in the workplace, I had a boss. I worked retail, I worked at Target. I had a boss that literally, our supervisors came to me, the executives, of course they were all males, and like it was such a fucked up situation. The the male executives that were over, had over both of us, like they came to me and they said, you make him successful in his job. And I'm like, yeah, that's wrong. Like, that's wrong. Like, I should not be making my lead successful in his job. It shouldn't be me carrying his weight. That's not
No.
right. Like because he sucked. And then I would be the one that would get in trouble and I would get written up for shit. And so,
Ugh.
being the determined person that I am, when I took over the position that I went into, it was in the red. Like, the department sucked. It was not doing well. The guest scores, the customer service scores, which is such fucking bullshit. Those were tanked, completely tanked. Like, you get graded on that at certain retail places. And so I endured and gave it my best, because I don't know how to give it my half-ass.
Neither do
I
I.
don't have a half-ass like that. Like, if
No.
it's my job or something like that, like, if I'm in it, I'm in it,
I feel the same way, yeah.
And so I didn't, it's like people were like, oh, well, I don't know how people ride that middle ground, and like, I got in trouble for doing my job properly, for packaging up food to send it to the United Way for people to eat. Like, I got in trouble for doing something that was part of my job description. I didn't make something else up, but because he didn't do it as his job, and he, like, he didn't do those things, it made me look like I was doing, like, I was going, like, far beyond where I should have been, and I was, like, creating something and, like, wasting time, or I don't know what. But to me, I'm like, no, if I'm going to have to work corporate at a retail place and I'm going to be throwing away food, I'm going to make sure that I get every bit of food that I possibly can to a person, as opposed to standing there and throwing it away in a freaking dumpster.
I hated doing that.
Like, okay, so yeah, I did that, and I got in trouble for that. I got fucking written up for shit. And then his ex-girlfriend was a team lead. So then she would come after me. I'm like, I don't want your guy. I don't want anything to do with, like, I don't know what you guys' problem is. I'm just trying to like actually do my whole job, and I actually enjoy the fact that I'm doing this, because they did it with the dog food and the cat food and stuff like that all the time. They would donate it to United Way. And so in the end, United Way came and was like, wow, this store is doing all this great stuff and donating this many items of food or this much weight in food or whatever, however they had scaled it. And they came and they did like a whole special thing for like our store and all this and that. And I'm like thinking, wow, thanks for telling me about that, guys. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know until they were there that they were doing it. Like they didn't even give me the heads up or even like give me a, like, you know, appreciation of it or anything. And like I literally ended up getting a perfect score on our guest scores. Like I mean, I got it steady where, you know, it was we had good scores. We had a perfect 4.0. I mean, like, wow, like from being in the tank, and we were making profit. Like it was doing better than ever. I was the one who came up with a whole new system for the department, and I'm the one who was training executives from all over, like regionally, like all over the place, because it was P Fresh, which is the fresh food department at Target. And this is like, you know, when it was like brand new in our area and it was like a new concept and this and that. And so once I got those perfect scores and we were making a profit and I had come up with the system, I was like, all right, you know, I got written up one more time by my direct boss's girlfriend for something. I don't even know. Oh, I think it was because I you know, my daughter, I was a single mom. So Skyla, I'd have to drop her off at daycare at 6 o'clock in the morning in order to get to there for 6:30 to get there on time to get to work, because they let me go in a half an hour later than most people, so I could start because the flow team, the you know, the trucker, you know, the truck comes in early, and so they let me start at 6:30 instead of 6. And so her daycare opened at 6:15. It takes 12 minutes to drive. If I left exactly right at that second, it took 12 minutes to drive to the store, and it took another minute to get to the door. So like no time, right? Like I had no fucking time. I did not have time for anything in the morning. It's like, all right, you know, like if she was having a freak out, I had to, like, you know, either be late for work or you know, like drop her off and, you know, upset. But thankfully Skyla was, you know, really, really amazing, good kid, didn't really like get upset. She knew her daycare. And so she would go to school from the daycare, and it was like the one daycare that actually did have like early hours like that. And so I would have just enough time to get there to work, and I would have to press the buzzer to get in. And it was her that was in charge of the team that was there at the 6 o'clock in the morning, and they wouldn't come and answer. And so I would end up being late. I was there on time, but I couldn't get in to clock in. So they'd have to like adjust my time or, you know, like do whatever to fix it. But they got me for being late because of that, because I wasn't able to get brought in the bill. I couldn't get in the building on time. And it wasn't a matter of me being late. It was a matter of them and her playing fucking games. She knew exactly when I showed up there every day in my schedule. So once I got all that done, and we were, this was before I did this part. We were in the back doing the truck once, and he comes up to me and he's like, you need to call me sir or master or some shit like that. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? She wrote me up for something, and I was like, you know what? I cleared out my desk, like the little like work area that I had in the back, and cleared out all my shit out of the desk and everything like that. And I said, who do I fucking tell I quit? I'm fucking done. And that's when I went and worked. I was working actually 2 jobs at that time. I was working at the homeless shelter, houseless shelter, and I was working at Target. And I ended up transitioning over into working over there full time from there. But yeah, like, what the fuck? You know, I wasn't necessarily like sexually harassed by her, but because of, you know, the proxy of her to him, I was harassed at the workplace in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all of the panels that they were talking about all tied together. Like, there's no one thing. You know what I mean? Like, it all goes together. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
From you know, domestic violence to your job to your health to everything. You know, there is no separation between those things.
Yeah.
It's your life.
It's our life.
Oh my God.
There's no one ever. Okay. Well, this has been really, really good. Really therapeutic as usual.
I know. Yes, I agree. I know. I'm
Thank
tired.
you, everyone in the chat, for joining us. Really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not here just to talk at you. You know, you guys are part of the conversation. You guys flow the conversation with us. Somehow we always end up like doing these very large circular things, like where we kind of like it all does tie back together when you hear the whole conversation. It's pretty amazing how we do that. I don't know. I feel like today it was just like a rambling rant. Like,
sometimes it has to happen.
But yeah, we need to have some more bigger conversations about the issues that
sure.
that they were talking about. But also we are working towards some new aspects, some new things that we're going to be doing on this channel. Jack Sith and I had a really long conversation with Steve the other night, and we're talking about different aspects of things that we're going to cover. And, you know, like the things like you like to do the research and you get into the nitty gritty of all that stuff. And so, and Hunter too. So we're just going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep being present here with each other. I mean, I'm going to go crazy without you guys. Even with you.
I'll go a little mad sometimes.
Make my crazy journey a little bit easier, okay? just do that. Hold the crazy space with me.
Love you, bubblegum douche. Love your name.
I know. That is the best. I just
just the fact that some of these people's names are their names is funny.
I know. I love
and we
it.
know it, but if we explain it to someone else, they'd be like, "What?" I'd be like,
I know,
yeah.
right?
Then bubblegum douche like chimed in with a comment, and my mother would be like, "What?" I'd be like, "Yeah, bubblegum douche. They're awesome."
I know, right? Oh my gosh. That's so funny. I know, like, can you imagine being like a fly on the wall of like, you know, our conversations? We're like, oh yeah. Well, you know what phenomenal mysticism said the other day? And you're like, what? Like, I'm sure that we mentioned things like that too and don't even realize it. And other people are probably like, what the hell are they saying?
I love it.
Oh my gosh. And it's funny because I know people's like names and like, you know, their government names. That's what I call them. Government names or your slave name, you know, whatever preference you have, you know. And it's weird. Like sometimes I just prefer to have them, you know, by their, you know, their nickname, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like my government name is freaking, I don't even, it's foreign to me. Like not if like, you know, someone doesn't call me like Lucky, I'm like, it doesn't register. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, you know. Like if you said Lucky or Mama Bear, like I would probably respond so much faster than anything else. Like it's just not. Oh, what is Ian saying? Just left link to Steve Kirsch's open challenge to the president of his alma mater, MIT. Oh.
Feels really involved.
What is happening?
I don't have time for a long extension into Steve Kirsch right now.
Oh, he left us a thing, a Substack. He says it's off topic.
Yeah. We're trying to wrap up.
It's all right. Ian knows that, like, you know, he can drop that in there for us, and we'll check it out later.
Yeah. I'll put it in my bookmarks.
Yeah, you should do that.
I don't know about the Steve Kirsch guy. He's very loud. I don't know what to make of him yet. I have no thoughts about him that are negative or positive at the moment. He just showed up in the FDA meetings, and or hearings. Why did I call them meetings? Anyway, the hearings, the ASIPs, and I would listen to him, but he's just a little loud.
Yeah.
I don't know if loud is always the best move to get someone's attention.
Oh, right.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends. Depends on the situation.
All right. Well, how about we do a quick Alex Trainer video?
Okay.
All right. Oh, all right. I think we're gonna go for Doris's interior design. And if you guys don't know who Alex Trainer is, you should. Seriously. Alex deals with depression. And I relate. And he's funny. And he's actually been on the show once before. It was on the Steve stream. It was like a random, like, I messaged him after we found him. We were tripping on, you know, things allegedly, and end up like binge watching a bunch of his shows. And his grandma is just Doris. It's just adorable. All right, let me.
Doris Brown is 103 years old. How did she get to be so old? Was it diet or exercise? I tend to think it's the spirits of these Native American decorative plates that have been watching over her. Are these plates problematic? Maybe. But she's 103, so shut the fuck up. If there's anyone that gets to reduce an entire race to a mere decoration while living on their stolen land, it's absolutely this cute old white woman. And then there's some other stuff on the wall, like these swords, and this photo of a kid who used to have hope for his future, and this cowboy hat, which maybe puts the Native American motif into perspective. Then you turn around and you got the clowns, which I mean, yikes. And they live in the cave where the old TV used to be, so also yikes. And you can watch them from this chair, which is such an old woman chair. And then there's the life alert, which is basically useless because she's never gonna die. And this letter from the Pope, because I guess they do that when you pass 100 and spend your whole life funneling money to a pyramid scheme founded on a lie. But she doesn't like when I say that.
Alex!
And it comes with amenities, like these boats, and a creepy basement, and then a second, creepier basement. But the best amenity is when you sit down, she'll just make you a sandwich. And you can't stop her, so you don't even feel bad about making a woman who was born in 1917 wait on you like you're a prince. And then for dessert, you can raid the weird candy drawer she has in the fridge. Then you can ask her questions like, what was it like when JFK got shot? And she'll say something like,
It was very sad.
Or you can ask, how was the Great Depression? And she'll say,
it was very tough time because I remember going with my friend in a wagon to go to the town hall and get extra. They said it was butter, but it was not. It was margarine or lard or whatever it was.
Or you can ask, what do you think of your grandson, Alex? And she'll say,
I love him very much, and he's my favorite.
and I guess from some of the decor, you might say this person's a little kooky. But actually, she has more of her mind left than anyone else in the family. Except me, I guess, because I have an iPhone and she has a jitterbug. But maybe I'm wrong because she keeps it simple. No 4G LTE, no lock on the bathroom door, no microwave, although she did have one. I just took it when I went away to college and never gave it back. Maybe the secret to such longevity is to not stress out about stuff. Does it go together in any way? Not really. But does it spark joy?
Does it start what?
Does it spark joy?
Yeah.
Is it perfect? No. But also, yeah, at the same time. And is she perfect? Yes. And she will never die. So I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. Although I guess she should probably put a lock on the bathroom door.
I don't care. If anybody wants to see me taking a crap, let them be my guest.
Hey, Nanny, I'm taking a shit! Doris Brown is...
I love it. I love that video so much. I relate a little bit because, well, my stepfather loved Native American culture and like paintings and plates and shit. So,
but like, I mean, like, she's never gonna die.
No, that's great. I'm glad.
Yeah, I yes. I bought Steve and I the Doris shirts for Yule. We have the Doris Ranger shirts. Oh my gosh. Let me see. I don't know if I have the thing. What is this? What is it doing?
Welcome back to The Hustle, a really on-the-nose name for a YouTube channel about growing your audience. Follow these 4 tips on growing your audience so you too can make a video about growing your audience and watch your audience grow.
We watched that one as well.
Oh my God. Yes. Alex Trainer is awesome. Everyone should go over to Alex Trainer and remind him that Lucky and Steve sent you, and remind him that, you know, he needs to like, you know, come back on the show. He came on the show with us on Steve's before, a Steve stream. We made a random like, oh yeah, I was started to say Alex. So yeah, we came across him, binge watched him. I reached out to him. I think it was on Twitter, and he came on the show that same night. It was like I had seen him months before, like we had binge watched him, and then like I don't remember why it was. I reached back out to him or saw a video on him or something. Maybe it was because I was gonna have Rick Overton on. I don't remember. I gotta reach out to Rick again, find out what's going on. So he I was like, let's put his face on your thumbnail, and because it was Steve doing a stream. And so we had no idea what we were doing. It was like the beginning of all of this. I don't even know if we had, I think it was like November. So I think it was before we really even had the Fearlessly Authentic show up and going. And oh my God. So we came on and we talked like improv for like 2.5 hours on a Steve stream. I'm going to like go back and like listen to it or something. Like maybe we can get him to do some video clips of it. It was so fun. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he's gonna come back on the show. And he doesn't live that far from me. He lives like maybe like 45-minute drive or something. So we're gonna hang out with him.
Well, it's been really fun. It's getting early.
It is. I'm sorry.
So
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to to yawn a lot.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We love
Catch
you.
me on the Political Matrix. Last episode was interesting because Marcus came in and blew up the spot.
I missed it. I missed like the middle part of it. I come
Girl,
back and you guys were talking about me, and I'm like,
got
oh,
to see it.
I'm like, oh, I missed
It
them.
was insane. Okay, so watch first the WEF DTRA or whatever the fuck was the title, and then continuation, which is the rest of the show, where he came in and he busted in from the wedding that he was at, and he just started rambling like a drunkard.
Oh, he actually comes in as on camera.
That was awkward. That
Oh
he
my
wasn't
God.
on camera at that point. He was just audio, but it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to segue now. And I had to
that's
segue
so
into what
funny.
we were talking about. I totally forgot to mention the state of emergency being continued too, so I'll have to talk about that next time. But look out for that, I guess. And then the podcast. I guess I'll mention that on the podcast too. So the podcast is coming out tomorrow with just me. So if you like me, stay tuned for me, and I'll try to be funny, and I'll try to make you forget all your troubles a little bit. And I won't focus too much on the really sad stuff. I focused on it last night, so
Are you
I'm
doing
not
on
gonna
that?
focus too much on that.
Are you doing that podcast? The one that you're doing on YouTube?
No, this is my Podbean podcast.
Your
the
Podbean one.
Super Opera Funcast.
Because you're gonna do the YouTube one too, right?
Okay, so this is what happens. Like, I couldn't do the interviews that I wanted to do because there was no engagement. So I wanted to go back out, and I wanted to go today, but like I didn't feel up for it. So I'm gonna try and do it next Sunday. I try again.
Yeah.
But
'Cause you're
it was
doing
just
those ones.
not
Okay.
happening last time, and that's when I got the guy smoking crack, and then it was just like I'm exploiting him, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this, and it was just very disheartening, the whole situation. Oh yeah, I talked about that the last thing, but yeah, it was an experience that I would like to forget, and I'm sure he would as well, because he was very out of it and was not understanding my questions. So.
Oh
He's like,
no!
Pfizer? What's Pfizer? What's Moderna? I don't know. He was like, yeah, I like vaccine mandates. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So, it was a mess. So I'm gonna try again on Sunday, but I don't know. I'm not giving anyone any hope at this moment. Who'd I interview? I wish. No.
Oh my God.
No. Just a random sad person. So, no. And I deleted it immediately. And I offered him money too, and I felt weird about it. And then he ended the interview before I was done. And he said, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, well, you don't get the money then. I'm sorry, that's the deal. The deal is that I get the interviews for the money. That's what we signed on. And he was like, oh. So I hope I never see him and he like doesn't attack me or anything in the future. I'm going to try to avoid that corner from now on.
Oh my God.
I don't need any enemies.
That is like a whole thing that like I think needs to be a thing. Like we need an animator. We need somebody that can do animations to someone else's stories, because that would be amazing.
I felt so bad. I was like, I'm literally exploiting this guy, and like I can't. I talked about it more yesterday, like on the podcast. I mean, the Political Matrix, but like only like to say that I've learned something about myself, that I was no better than the people exploiting him, like who were saying, the guy afterwards who was like, hey, put that out. Don't do that in front of the tourists, basically. I was doing the same thing, saying, don't do that on camera. That'll make me look bad. I literally said that. And I was like, no, don't say that. You're an asshole. So I had a very real moment of clarity of who I was at that point and who I didn't want to be.
Well, but here's the thing is that you acknowledge it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's your own self-awareness, your own self-judgment. No one else came over to you and was like, you know, they weren't like pointing the finger at you going, no, that's wrong. Like you recognized in yourself whatever it is that you did or didn't like. So that just shows that you're you're obviously trying to be aware of, what you're doing, and that shows growth.
Yeah.
That shows wanting for better.
For sure.
That gives me some hope in humanity.
That's how desperate I was for an interview at that moment. That I was like, okay, nobody's perfect. No one's perfect. You're never going to get exactly what you want.
Well, right there might be.
You got a free pen. I'm sorry.
You got a free pen.
I gave him a free pen.
Hey, I mean, I want to see this freaking interview and hear the explanation.
No, never.
I want to. Come on.
I deleted it immediately. I'm like, I don't need any evidence.
No, it's all right. There's evidence of it somewhere, I'm sure.
And I was like, I'm not exchanging money with a guy who was just smoking crack in front of this guy who's like a cop or whatever. Like, he's not even a cop, but like he's sort of a cop. And I was like, I'm not giving money to someone after they smoke. I don't want to be anywhere associated with crack. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I want more of this story.
I wish I could erase this story from my mind, but it's not gone yet.
Oh my gosh, Elle, no, I want to know. Like you made me like, you made my brain.
I left you on a crack story and now you're interested. Now you got story crack.
Oh my God.
Can I get some of that crack story?
Oh, some of that crack story.
So bad. Oh man, his teeth were sad.
Oh.
They were almost gone. It was sad. It was really sad.
And we recognize the sad in that, and where other people would just go, oh, well, they're just this, you know what I mean? Like diminishing them down to something. No, you recognize that he was a human, and that, he felt bad. You had a human moment.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, crying is a human moment. We're supposed to cry, people.
I'll try.
Cry.
I'll just think of my suicide days.
Oh my God.
And I'll do it.
I think there's going to be a lot of that, unfortunately.
Hey, Jinx.
I know, right? Where did you owe me a Coke thing ever come from? Like, that is
the Coca-Cola company.
Like, how did they get that? Like, how did they get like to take that and make it like about fucking? They literally made it something when you both say the same thing at the same time. Jinx means that you owe somebody fucking capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
That's like, a real jinx. Jinx is supposed to be like a curse. So we're cursing each other too. We're having the same thoughts. We're cursing each other. Seems legit.
I mean, I guess it depends on the thought.
But then we have curse words too, like words that we're not supposed to say, but we say them anyway. It's interesting. All these rituals are very interesting.
It is. There's a lot of weird things that we do and that we just like
sorry.
Do.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Everybody says sorry way too much. Stop saying sorry so much. If you don't mean it, don't say it. That's what I say.
Yep. I usually don't. I'm not someone that says like sorry. I used to. Like, it's more of like in a casual. I mean, now I'm going to be like, wait, do I say sorry? Like, I don't think I do. Like, I don't mean it in that way of like always,
Yeah,
sorry.
but it's part of society. Like, you just have to say you're sorry, even if you're not. That's part of it.
We have so much unconditioning to do. Like,
yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. I know we can't even because we'll go again and we'll circle and we're trying to stop. We're trying to circle. We're trying to circle our circle.
We're in a circle, an endless cycle, and we're trying to get out. So I hope you all have a good rest of whatever day it is. Enjoy your day.
It's a
Whatever day.
Monday for me.
It's a Monday for pretty much everyone at this point, but yeah. I don't know how it would be any other day at this point, but I'm pretty sure everybody's national here. If you're international, shout out to you, I guess.
Shout out to every one of you.
Well, shout out to every one of you, obviously, but also a special shout out to the international one who's with us on a Tuesday somehow. Because that's how time works.
You're ahead of time for us. So that means, like, you know, hopefully you'll tell us what's happening in the future.
I have to make sure that it's even possible to be Tuesday at this point. I have a world clock system. Like, I have a whole bunch of clocks on my phone that says what day it is and stuff.
Really?
And I'm trying to see if it's tomorrow anywhere. No.
No, not yet.
It's yesterday.
When
It's
they're
still yesterday in Honolulu.
it,
Honolulu was yesterday.
Could be. Honolulu's yesterday?
Yeah. So happy Sunday still, Honolulu.
Honolulu. All right. We're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
I'm gonna do the outro.
Love and hugs, everyone. Sleep well.
I think I'm gonna sleep well. I always hope I'm gonna sleep well. Like, I'm like, ooh, I really hope that I'll get some good sleep today. Because, like, I'm just not a good sleeper anymore. But I'll let you guys know later on today if I get any sleep. Good night, y'all.
Night.
Hydrophil cuts through my neighborhood. Somehow that always just made me feel good. And I can put a spare bulb in my hand, light up my yard. Late at night when the wires and the walls sing in tune with the din of the falls. I'm conducting it all while I sleep to light this whole town.